as a bonus for getting your free 2-0. Text the word free to 313-438-4636, 313-438-4636. Text the word free to 313-GET-INFO. Paul Nolan, week 2 of the preseason is here. As we say every year, get started on the right foot, build a bankroll. We've got 2-0 today to do just that.
And as a bonus, everybody calling today or texting today is going to get the Eagles and Browns. It's our best bet of the week. Absolutely love that game. Just text today, and that is a bonus game. It's our executive club. Normally a $99 fee to get involved. Absolutely free. 100% guaranteed free.
Text free to 313-438-4636. 2-0 today. Mets, Phillies, Denver, Buffalo in the NFL preseason gets you started an easy 2-0. Plus, we'll hook you up with the rest of our preseason plays absolutely free as a bonus for texting the word free today to 313-438-4636. 313-438-4636. Text free today. 313-438-4636. That's 313-GET-INFO for 2-0. Absolutely free.
Adam Schefter plays on one station in Philly, 97.5 The Fanatic. WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Cause you can, and you don't stop. Cause you can, and you don't stop. Oh, when you can, and you don't stop.
And a good Saturday morning, Philadelphia. I'm Andrew Salciunas, right here, 97.5 The Fanatic. No Pat Egan today. Feeling a little under the weather. So hopefully Pat starts feeling better today so he can be back with the John Kincaid Show on Monday. So me riding solo today. Mike Vito is producing. Haley's running our YouTube page. So shout out to our YouTube audience as always for checking us out. Just me, though. Just me and, well, Vito, because Haley's back there. She'll be able to grab him on the camera, too. So, listen, last night sucked. I'll make no bones about it. Last night sucked. Phillies host the Mets for a 4-game series. Yesterday's game 1, and they lose 7-2, and they're down 1-0 in a blink of an eye. And look, I'm not going to sit here and bash Aaron Nola, right? Because that just wouldn't be right. The dude's been great all season long, really ever since the month of May when, you saw him get those 10 strikeout performances, but then would give up 5-6 runs later in the game, and it would end up not being a quality start. He's been tremendous the last couple of months. So I'm not going to sit here and bash Aaron Nola and say, wow, this guy doesn't step up in big games. Because, look, just last weekend against Jacob deGrom, he pitched just as well. He just gave up 1 run, and he lost 1-0, right? So I can't sit here and bash Nola, but, man, did that suck. Did that suck yesterday? To be down 5-0 before you know it in the top of the 5th inning. And I was there last night, okay? It sucked. There was 43,000 fans there. There was actually a lot of Phillies fans. Probably because they had the 90s concert afterward, right? I don't think it was just because the Phillies are coming off of a series win against the Reds. There was the 90s concert yesterday, so that they usually do pretty well ticket sales-wise. So before you hear anybody say Mets fans took over, that was not the case yesterday, actually, because I was there. Mets were up 5-0. You heard a smattering of "Let's go Mets" chants throughout the ballpark, but it wasn't like that raucous crowd that we have seen in years past, right? It's not like New York took over. The majority of fans there were Phillies fans yesterday, and you sensed it early on, right? Like, first pitch, people were ready to go. And even though they were down 1-0 after the top of the first, Aaron Nola gets out. Could have been worse. Aaron Nola gets out of it, only allowing 1 earned run. The crowd was into it. The Phillies crowd was into it. It has nothing to do with the Phillies crowd not being fired up. It has nothing to do with the Mets fans taking over. No. The team just didn't show up yesterday, which sucked because you're going into a big 4-game series. I know the Phillies aren't catching the Mets for the division. Nobody's saying that. But there's this notion that the Phillies can't beat any good teams, right? That they can only beat the teams like the Marlins and the Reds and the Pirates. And you know what? That's fine because they need to beat those teams to be able to get into the playoffs. Vito, I walked in this morning and he goes, yeah, man, the fun police were out. There was somebody that was saying to him, they shouldn't even make the playoffs. That's stupid. Like, that's such a moronic statement to make. If you're one of those people that say, I don't want them to make the playoffs anyway, it's not, what is it going to matter? You're dumb. because making the playoffs is important, especially when you have a roster full of young players that haven't experienced it yet. And nobody is saying that they're going to win the World Series. Nobody's saying that they're going to win the first round, right? If they face the Braves, which that's how it's lined up right now. If they face the Braves, and if you don't know, the way the wild card is set up, the wild card round, you play all 3 games of the best of 3 series on the road. If you're the lesser of the standings, seeding. So the games will all take place in Atlanta. I think they might lose, right? Like I'm not going to sit here and go, Phillies are beating the Braves if they face them in round 1. That Braves lineup is ridiculous. They have good pitching. I know the Phillies, if you go Wheeler Nola, you have a good shot of winning 2 games or at least one of the 2. I totally believe it. But nobody's even saying that they're going to win a playoff series, and yet you got the people that are saying, I don't even want them to make the playoffs. Why? That's just dumb. But last night sucked, man. You know, I was at the ballpark, fired up, brought my boy Alex. It was this whole surprise thing. It was his birthday's on Monday. He recently got engaged, so I just wanted to take my man out. We've gone to so many Phillies games throughout our early years, and we get there, we're all fired up. Everybody's fired up, and then the Phillies lay that dud yesterday, and it sucks. It really does. And again, I'm not going to sit here and bash Aaron Nola, but that's when you start going, okay, we're getting close to September. Is Nola going to be the Aaron Nola that we have seen in years past in September where he has struggled? I'm not going to sit here today and bash Aaron Nola. I just said that a couple of minutes ago. I'm not going to do that. But I don't blame anybody who goes, all right, we're getting close to that time where he starts falling apart. I don't think he's going to this year, but last night's not going to make anybody feel any good. Phillies lose 7-2, and if you want to talk about it, the phone lines are open at 610-632-0975. Here's the deal. They're making the playoffs. I'm not going to jump off that. They're making the playoffs. The Phillies currently still have a full game lead over the Padres for the second wild card spot. They're 2 up with the Brewers, who are the first team out. The Brewers have such a difficult schedule the rest of the way. The Phillies don't. It's that simple. The Phillies are good enough of a team to beat up on bad teams. You're right. For everybody that says they only beat the bad teams. Well, you know what? You look at their schedule, they have a lot of bad teams ahead of them. A lot of them. I heard somebody say, oh, well, it's going to be tough. Phillies last 9 games are on the road. Phillies actually have a better road record than a home record this year by a game. So you whatever reason you're going to come up with as to why the Phillies are not going to make the playoffs, you're wrong. Okay? That's it. I think the Phillies make the playoffs. I think it's damn near a lock at this point for them to make the playoffs. Brewers difficult schedule. Phillies not a difficult schedule. The Giants aren't catching up. Okay? I know the Giants won 5 in a row. They've now lost 3 in a row. The Giants stink. Okay? Gabe Kapler's a terrible manager. Plain and simple. So the Phillies are making the playoffs, and all I'm saying is I hate the attitude. Yes, last night sucked. It was awful. But I just hate the attitude of, what's the point? Like, it's been 10 freaking years, man. It has been 10 years since the Phillies made the playoffs. And forgive me for wanting to enjoy that for the first time in a decade that they might make the playoffs. But there are so many people that just wait and look and almost hope for them to fall apart. I don't get it. Like, people are honestly looking for reasons to say they're not going to make the playoffs, where you should say, actually, there's a lot of reasons why they will make the playoffs. Bryce Harper is going to come back soon. If you didn't see the video, he was hitting double deck or upper deck home runs yesterday in BP. Okay? Like, he's getting pretty damn close. And when you could just put the MVP back in the lineup, that's going to help. That's going to help a lot. Schwarber made his first start yesterday since, he took a couple of games off. He pinch hit a couple of games. And look what he did. 2-run single. Right? Like, you got that bat back in the lineup. At some point, you're going to have Brandon Marsh back, and he's going to solidify center field. Zimmer makes a nice play in center field yesterday. He can't really hit. I know he had a double yesterday. He can't really hit, but at least, you lock up center field a little bit. As awful as Nick Castellanos is and has been, I think they can overcome that, especially when Bryce Harper's back. So I don't understand the attitude of looking for things that will tell you they're not going to make the playoffs. I don't know if it's if they end up making the playoffs, then I'm going to be surprised and that's going to make me happy. Like, that is such a Philadelphia thing to do. I do it. Like, I get it. I do it. But sometimes you just got to sit back and look at the schedule and look at the opponents that they're going to be facing and look at the talent that the Phillies will be getting back in the next 2 weeks in Bryce Harper. You just sit back and you look at it and you go, all right, damn, this team's pretty good, and this team's going to make the playoffs. Is this team going to win a playoff series? Are they going to beat the Braves? I don't know. I don't think so. But that shouldn't be your mindset. And I know I shouldn't tell anybody how to feel. Like, I get it. But I'm just telling you, like, enjoy life, man. Enjoy life. Don't sit there and be miserable every second of every day. Enjoy it. It's short life, okay? And 10 years of my 28 years on this planet have not seen Phillies baseball in the playoffs in the last 10 years. Now, it's been more than that. It's not like the Phillies were doing great 94, 95, 96. But who cares? I wasn't really comprehending baseball. But the last 10 years of my life, I'm only 28. The last 10 years of my life, I haven't seen playoff baseball. And that means the last 10 years of your life, you haven't seen playoff baseball, no matter what age you are. You might say, damn, I'm already 50. I was 40 when they last made the playoffs. Now I'm 50. Holy hell. Like, it's crazy how long it's been. So enjoy it, because they're probably going to make the playoffs. And if they lose, so be it. They'll probably be back next year. I don't know. 610-632-0975. I'm going to get to John in a second. Mike Vito, good morning. How are you today?
Morning, Andrew. How are you?
So you told me there's the fun police out.
They were.
I'm trying to ignore it as much as I can because they're making the playoffs. I'm telling you right now.
I didn't even buy into it. He literally, a guy pulled me aside and goes, look, see, this is why I don't want to make the playoffs. I'm like, why? Because they're losing 7-2 right now to the Mets? I mean, this wasn't about beating the Mets. Obviously, yes, it's a big series. You want to beat them. But this season and the way they pushed all the chips in was really to get to the playoffs and break that streak. We want to get in and get a taste. At times, I've kind of compared this season somewhat to 07. It's not egregiously comparable, but set the tone. Get them guys in. That was a lot of homegrown talent that needed to get a taste of the playoffs. They got in. They got swept out by Colorado, and then we know what happened the following year.
Yeah, they won the damn World Series.
Get these guys in. Let them get a taste and get a feel for it. The pennant race and or playoff push, I don't want to say pennant race just yet, but playoff push, and just get excited and get interested. And like you said, it's been 10 years since we've seen playoffs. Like, I can reference to you and your age a little bit in the sense that I can recall back into the 90s. I went to the pool during the summer. I get my daily times. The practice was over, and guess what? I'd open up to the sports page in the standings. Oh, man, the Phillies are at the bottom. And just waited.
Right.
And it flipped. It came.
But it took a while.
It did take a while. And now we're there again. But you said, why can't we enjoy this? They're in the contention. They're in the talk. Just get there. Anything can happen. Now, no, they're not on the level of the Mets. They're not on the level of the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Astros. I think those are the four best teams.
Not even the Braves.
And the Braves, yes. But just enjoy it. I don't understand.
I don't want to be on this soapbox today because the Phillies did lose yesterday and it sucked, man. It was a kick in the nuts, right? I'll say it. There was not a large group of Mets fans there yesterday. Were you there last night?
I was not.
Okay, I know you've been going to a lot of games this year, but
Sunday.
There wasn't that many Mets fans yesterday. And again, it's probably because of the damn post-game press concert, whatever. But there was a lot of Phillies fans there yesterday. And so people got into the game, and then they laid an egg, and it sucked. But for anybody that's going to say, oh, they're not going to make the playoffs, or they shouldn't make the playoffs, weird things happen in baseball, right? Maybe they do win game one with Zach Wheeler, a guy who finished second in Cy Young Award winner last year and is in conversation this year, right? So let's just say they do take on the Braves in the first game. What if they win 2-1? Now they're up 1-0 in the series, right? And then you go, anything can happen. They just need to win one more game. Or they lose both, and you go, wow, that sucked, but they made the playoffs. 5 teams, Vito. 5 teams that are in contention for the wild card. Now, not really, but Phillies, Padres, Brewers, Giants, I'll still say are in contention. And then the D-backs. The D-backs are far out. But those 5 teams that I mentioned, they've all gone 5-5 in their last 10 games. All of them. So it's not like the Phillies have gone 5-5 and the other teams have gone 9-1. And it's not like they've gone 2-8 and the teams have gone 5-5 and they lost ground. They're still a game up with the Padres.
And I'll back you one up with the Padres. 4 of their last 5 games, they've lost to the Marlins and Nationals.
Right.
So, just relax. You're going to lose games. You don't want to lose to the Mets, but...
Dude, I hate they can only beat the bad teams. All right, well, if they lost to the bad teams, we'd be going nuts.
We're outside looking in.
What do you think the Padres fans are thinking of right now? The Padres, who just had to deal with another Fernando Tatis situation. They trade for Juan Soto and Josh Bell, and they've lost to, like you just said, the Nationals and the Marlins the last couple of games. Like, we would be freaking out if that was the case.
Jumping off the bridge.
The Mets have a lot of wins, 77. They're a good baseball team. They're better than the Phillies, and that's okay. That's okay right now that they lost yesterday. It sucked, but man, the people that are just looking for reasons to say this is why the Phillies are going to fail. God, live it up a little. 610-632-0975. We got some Eagles talk ahead as well, but let's go to the phones. John and Ben Salem. John, you're on the Fanatic. Good morning.
Nice. I spoke to you a few weeks back, man. Good to be on again.
Thanks, John. I appreciate you calling, man.
Yeah, cool. I won't take much of your time. Actually, I agree with what you're saying. I'm excited about it, too. If they make the playoffs, man, that's awesome. I got my Phillies stuff out, ready to wear them, ready to go. And, there's always a chance they could catch up with Atlanta. We're only in August. You never know. But I'm excited about it, too. One thing, Thompson, if you're listening, you guys are at home, you listen to the broadcast maybe, please, when Bryce comes back, there is no need, with our other outfielders, there is no need to suit up Castellanos whatsoever. Or teach him to bunt.
Yeah, no, he's gonna play though, man. They're spending that much money. He's gonna play. Plus, Bryce Harper's gonna be DH, so he's gonna play right field. And
maybe Thompson gets a little excitement out of him, like. I thought about Castellanos. What if he bunted? Nobody's expecting that. You know what I mean? That would be great.
Yeah, man, dude, it's rough right now. He faced Adam Ottavino yesterday, who is a ridiculous. He is a ridiculous slider, right? His ERA is sub-3.
There's no doubt about that.
And Castellanos, we already know can't hit the low and away slider, and that's all he threw to him, man. It was slider after slider after slider, and everybody knows it at this point. That if you watch a Castellanos at bat closely, they're going slider low and away. He ain't touching them.
Well, I know. I agree with you, man. I'm ready for the Phillies. Hey, when they start to crank, man, they start to crank. And they're going to win. Their offense is a powerhouse. It really is. But they can't just be laid back like, can't hit. This pitcher's pretty good. They can whack at them. They can do it. If they take a good poke at them, they're going to get some shots. And once they get on base, and stop the LOB, man. It's killing me. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get a guy in. Just get one guy in and then take it from there. And
they did that. Like, listen, John, and I appreciate the call, man. I really do. I did think last night, shame on me, Schwarber knocks 2 runners in. Then somebody gets on base after him. I forget if it might have been JT. So now you had 2 runners on with Castellanos off the bat. And I guarantee you, it was probably 50-50. But I know there was a large group of fans, hey, guilty, myself included, that said, this is going to be the moment. This is going to be the moment for Castellanos. Now, I'm sure the other half said, great. Here comes another. He's going to come up small again. And so where I was sitting last night, I sat, if you look at the batter's eye, the brick wall to the left, like if you're facing from home plate, there's always a camera there. I was right next to the camera. Like, I was the 2 seats
left
next
center
to
there?
Yeah.
Right okay.
Castellanos hits that ball directly to me. Directly to me. And I hate it, dude. I always kind of like laugh when the fan stands up when it's like a lazy fly ball. I did it. Bro, I thought that was coming right for me. They was going to tie the game at 5. We were going to go nuts. And it was just a lazy fly ball. Like, dude, he looks like he's got nothing. He's got no pop whatsoever. I know he had a nice series against the Reds. A lot of people did. Like, the Reds stink. It's just he's come up small all season long.
It's been very frustrating.
Except for that home run against the Braves. He's come up small all year. And again, that was a slider that hung. They went low and away. That's where they wanted it, but it hung and he hit the home run. It just sucks, man. Like, I was all for the signing.
Oh, absolutely. I think a lot of us were.
I think everybody was. Like, I don't think there's many people that were like, I don't think people would be lying to you if they said, I never wanted him in the first place. Like, don't do the revisionist history. Like, you wanted him. Everybody wanted him. But, man, again, last night, big moment. It's a Friday night against the Mets. You got 2 on. You're down 3. I'm not asking for a home run, but something.
Just drive one in. Get the next man up and give another one.
And a lazy fly ball. Just his swing looks so slow. And he's not seeing the ball well.
He's not. He's struggled with it. He said, they know the MO. Pitch him away. He's going to chase, and he hasn't adjusted and let them kind of come pitch back to him because they know, hey, just get him to chase. And that was something I think Aaron Nola needed to do with Pete Alonso last night, and he didn't. And he kind of just kept throwing him strike after strike.
He left him a cookie, and he hits the home run off him.
5th home run off of Aaron Nola, by the way, this year for Pete Alonso.
Yeah, he's going to have to mix it up a little bit.
And I'll give you a crazy stat also on Alonso.
Mm-hmm.
22 RBIs against the Phillies this year. It's tied with Mike Piazza for the most RBIs for a Met in a single season against the Phillies.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, look, he's beating up on the Phillies this year, so be it, right? There's always going to be a Phillies killer, and it's Pete Alonso right now, and whatever. By the way, I hate that Brandon Nimmo. Hate him. And I was right in center field, right? So
you're right behind him last night.
I'm watching him, and I just everything he does, I hate. The only thing I respect is after every warm-up in between innings, he came to the fence and gave a kid a ball. But it was always Mets fans. I don't like that. I'll be honest, dude. Make a fan for life.
I feel because you do see a lot of the visiting players will throw it up.
Make a fan for life. There was a guy in a freaking. Why wouldn't he be wearing a Keith Hernandez jersey? Jackass. He was wearing a Keith Hernandez jersey, his section next to me. And I think he had 3 or 4 kids. And so he kept on throwing it to him to then give to the other kids. And I get it, man, but come on, make a fan for life. But no, that makes me hate him even more, dude. I hate that Brandon Nimmo with his sprinting to first base.
We talked about that before. He said, I always kind of wonder, what is the point of that?
And he's it's the right thing to do. He got a hit yesterday. Something happened, and he advanced to second base. Didn't need to slide at all. Dove in head first. Probably because, yeah, man, I got dirty.
I'm going to show off and get my jersey
I got dirty today. That means I had a good game. I hate that guy. Anyways, 610-632-0975. Listen, last night sucked. I don't blame anybody for being upset. I'm pissed off, right? They just laid an absolute egg yesterday. But this doesn't mean you should be jumping off any bandwagons, any Tunis trains. You shouldn't be jumping off anything. You shouldn't be pointing out to any reason why they won't make the playoffs. Look at the reasons why they will make the playoffs because those outweigh the negative. I'll be completely you should be honest with yourselves. They're going to make the playoffs. And don't do this whole Philadelphia thing of I'm going to set myself up to be excited when I'm proven wrong, right? One of those kind of deals. No, just enjoy the ride, man. But I will say this. Dude, they got to step up today. And I think they need to win both to grab confidence in this fan base. They need to win both because last night, laying an egg like that, when you did have a packed house, coming off of a series win against the Reds where, look, they said it. You just lost to the Mets last weekend, and everybody says you can't beat the good teams. They beat the Reds 2 of 3, and there are Phillies fans that say, oh, man, of course they can only beat the Reds. And you go, all right, well, this is your chance to prove that wrong. And they come out on a Friday night, lay an egg like that. When they've had a day off, the Mets had to do all kinds of weird traveling. They landed in Philly at 3 a.m. No DeGrom, no Scherzer, and you lay an egg like that. And look, Chris Bassett's a tremendous pitcher. I said that all day on the air yesterday, that Chris Bassett is a tremendous pitcher. I was hoping the Phillies would just win 3-2, something like that. I didn't expect some great performance where the Phillies put up 10 runs. I didn't expect that. Bassett's a very good pitcher. But Nola coming up small like that, and the lineup coming up small like that, that sucked last night. 610-632-0975. No Pat Egan today, a little under the weather. So you got myself, Mike Vito producing the show today. We're taking you until 12 o'clock right here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic.
John Kincaid, I've been telling you about Copair Health, COPAREhealth.com. It's taken Philly by storm. Nate heard about it on The Fanatic. And what are you down, Nate? 25 pounds? You sexy beast, you.
25 pounds, yep. I'm not even halfway through. I'm expecting to lose a lot more.
Okay, so you came in with a goal of losing 50 or more.
Actually, with a goal of losing over 80.
How much more confident do you feel now already losing this much weight on Copair?
A lot more confident. I feel like it's achievable. You just keep looking at, I'll start next week. I'll start next month. And then 6 months pass, you don't do anything. Now it feels feels achievable. I mean, the plan is, in the next 4 to 6 months, I'll be down another 50. So I'm looking forward to that.
Think of how many guys out there right now listening are procrastinators and keep putting it off. How good could they look by Christmas pictures?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, completely. I know a bunch of guys that honestly could benefit from it, too. So
yeah, we both hang out with some guys who could tend to lose a little weight. So now we're going to show them the way with Copair Health. How about that?
Sounds good.
Nate's telling you. I'm telling you. Get into Copair Health. COPAREhealth.com.
T-Mobile believes customers deserve to get more without paying more. Everything from entertainment benefits like Netflix on Us to travel benefits to Scam Shield protection, all with taxes and fees included. So the price you see is the price you pay. When you're a T-Mobile customer, you get over $225 in value every month in benefits with our Max Family Plan.
That's like paying for nosebleed seats and getting to sit in the front row.
That's right. At T-Mobile, your family gets over $225 worth of value and benefits with our Max plan each and every month. Plus, with our Price Lock Guarantee, we won't raise your rate plan price for talk, text, and data ever.
That's like paying for a cab and getting a stretch limo.
At T-Mobile, you get value beyond the expected.
Qualifying service required. Value based on included monthly benefits. Sales tax and regulatory fees included in Max's monthly price. Price Lock guarantees rate price of talk, text, and data for new accounts with qualifying service. Exclusions apply. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 24-count crayons and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each, and 1-inch binders are only $1.99. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in-store only, limit 30.
Oh, are you seeing these readings? This is incredible.
Short-staffed, Marco's climate research facility is in the eye of the storm. The atmospheric pressure to find more weather specialists is mounting.
Man, this is going to be a big job. We're going to need a bigger team.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Guess what, folks? Yes, you know it. It's August, going into September. College football is back. It's time to enjoy the tradition, the fun, and the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook to celebrate the best time of the year. And right now, new customers, well, you can bet just $5 on any team and get $200 in free bets instantly, win or lose. If that's not enough of the action, you can also place the same game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout. Just combine multiple bets into one, like which team will get the win, which team to score first, and more. I love these. I've been telling you about them for so long. How about a few games on, let's go to a little bit later in the month. Let's go to Northwestern and Nebraska. How about UNLV, Idaho State? Well, you could pick one of those games and then go in there, pick the winner, the first half, the second half, and put that into one big parlay and see how you make out. And don't be worried because DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. So all you have to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code FANATIC. Bet just $5 on any college football game and get $200 in free bets instantly. That's code FANATIC only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Pennsylvania only. One per new customer. Minimum $5 deposit and wager. $200 issued as 8 $25 free bets. Restrictions apply. See terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook in partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Are you a skilled and creative carpenter? If so, Valley Grove Construction is looking for you. We keep our carpenters engaged and motivated by doing a variety of work throughout the day. We strive to keep a safe and entertaining work environment, so our carpenters look forward to coming in each day. If you're looking to make top dollar and join a company that will truly value your talent, please apply today. That's ValleyGroveConstruction.com and click on the Join Our Team link. Apply today. We're waiting. ValleyGroveConstruction.com. That's ValleyGroveConstruction.com.
Car shoppers, with light inventories and heavy markups, is it even possible to find a fair deal out there? To be sure, Faulkner Buick GMC in Westchester is the region's trusted name for selection and savings, with no markups and nothing priced above MSRP. Fair, honest pricing has been our way for over 30 years. Find the perfect vehicle, whether you pre-order or drive it off the lot today at Faulkner Buick GMC in Westchester on Auto Park Boulevard and at Faulkner Auto rockauto.com to be sure.
Hey, it's cause the savings are heating up at Colonial Marble and Granite's sizzling summer savings sale. Get up to 15% off all marble, granite, and quartz countertops. Purchase a sink and faucet gold package fully installed for $4.99. This is a value of $1,200. Financing available on all purchases of $19.99 or more, and one of their designers will help you with your dream kitchen. Hurry in. Details on these sizzling summer savings. Visit one of Colonial's local showrooms or online at colonialmarble.net.
So, what's the score in your house? You know, from the epic thermostat battle that's been raging all summer. Secretly adjusting the thermostat when your partner wasn't looking to try and stay comfortable. It's time for a truce with special financing offers and rebates on a new high-efficiency heating and cooling system from Trane, including a whole house air filtration system to keep the air you breathe clean and safe. Visit Trane.com to find an independent Delaware Valley Trane comfort specialist near you. It's hard to stop a Trane. Subject to credit approval.
Hon, look, it's heartburn. How did he know we were at the beach?
No clue, but he's not ruining our vacation. I packed Prilosec OTC. With just one pill in the morning, Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid production that can cause frequent heartburn, so we can enjoy ourselves.
Speaking of, time for our luau.
Aloha heartburn.
One pill, 24 hours, zero heartburn with Prilosec OTC. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Philly, we're big fans of keeping you healthy. With Health Fanatics by Virtua Health, explore exclusive articles, expert insights, and so much more. Visit 97.5thefanatic.com/Virtua.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, The Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. In a world of division, we bring people together. 97.5 The Fanatic.
9:30. 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm Andrew Salciunas. No Pat Egan today. He is under the weather. He'll be back next Saturday. So I hope. Mike Vito producing the show today. This weekend's programming is brought to you by Papa John's. Better pizza, better ingredients. That's Papa John's. Some interesting takes on the Phillies on our YouTube chat today. Shout out to our YouTube folks for always being participating. I appreciate it. Joseph checks in and says, I feel like they're the Eagles last year in regards to the Phillies. Beat the bad teams, lose the good teams. Maybe I'm wrong. Look, here's the thing. That's okay. Like, I was fired up for the Phillies this year when they made all the signings, right? But nobody said World Series, I don't think. I was excited. I said, get in and maybe something happens. We'll see what happens. But look, the Dodgers are ridiculous. The Padres were good before they even acquired Juan Soto. You thought at some point Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to be back. Now, he wasn't. But I'm just trying to think about preseason, right? Did I think the Mets would be this good? Yeah, I did, actually. Because they have DeGrom, they have Scherzer, they have Bassett, they have Carrasco, they have Taijuan Walker as their fifth starter, who could be a 2 on some bad teams, right? He's a 3 on a good team, 2 on some bad teams. He's the fifth starter. Suarez has been very good, but before Suarez starting pitching well, he's the 3 on this team, okay? He's the 5 on that team because of how deep their rotation is. So I did think the Mets would be this good, right? The Braves, I thought would be this good. The Braves are a very good baseball team, and they're doing it without Mike Soroka still, right? Like, they're missing legit arms. And look at where they're at. They're still a good ball club. They just call up kids left and right and then sign them the contracts immediately, like Michael Harris.
Dishing out a lot of money this week.
But they're smart. They're a smart baseball team. The Phillies are still coming out of the awful position that Matt Klentak put them in, okay? That's where we're at with the Phillies. The Eagles last year were coming out of the awful position that they were in post Carson Wentz, post Jalen Reagor first-round pick, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside second-round pick. That set you back for a couple of years because now you need to draft a wide receiver again in Devontae Smith last year, right? We were all excited about the pick, but what if you didn't have to make that pick? What if you could have gotten Micah Parsons? Blah, blah, blah. But they had to because they missed on a couple of other people. So they finally came out of it last year. And they were 2-5, and it was ugly. and you've heard me say it over and over and over again, they benefited from that schedule. They were not a good football team last year, the Eagles. They were not a good football team. They were a team that was good enough to beat up on bad teams that had Garrett Gilbert, Jake Fromm, Teddy Bridgewater, Zach Wilson. You look at that second half of the schedule, it was awful. Awful teams. They should have won more. They should not have lost 13-7 to the Giants that one week.
God,
they should not have lost that game. Like, honestly, they should have finished with 10 wins last year. They didn't. That's fine. But maybe the Phillies are the Eagles of last year, where they beat up on the bad teams. They're not good enough yet to compete with the really good teams, but they'll make the playoffs.
I say, where did that Eagle team get to?
They got to the playoffs, and they got experience, and that's great. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted for Jalen Hurts, even though I don't think he's the guy. Experience matters. Maybe that experience last year helps him figure out, all right, this is what I need to do to become a better quarterback in the NFL. And that's why he worked out with Tom House this offseason. You've heard a lot of great reports the last couple of days out of training camp that he's been performing very well in the joint practices. He looked good in the preseason game. Am I going to put too much stock into that? No, but I will also say that I'm a hypocrite because if he looked really bad in those games, I would be freaking out. So I'm happy that he's looking good, or I would be freaking out if he wasn't. But experience matters, man. And so, yes, it's a great point to what Joe said. And, you know, Johnny checks in. He said last night's game was deflating. They need Bryce Harper back ASAP. And he's spot on. Last night sucked. It was very, very deflating. You're right. Because you go in fired up like, all right, we're not seeing Scherzer. We're not seeing DeGrom. This is the time where the Phillies are going to finally beat the Mets. Take 3 of 4. I mean, I heard that all day yesterday, and I was with them. Everybody that said 3 of 4, I was on the same boat with you guys.
I think that was reasonable. Especially, I said, considering what the matchups were and all, and I said, yeah, you have to throw Falter out there, but that's probably the game you pencil in as the loss.
Yeah, and now you lost game 1.
Now you're chasing the series.
And that sucks. So now you're hoping, all right, at least you split, right? You know, I hope that's the case, that you at least split. You know, Jason checks in. I don't think people are jumping off the train. It's just more another person saying deflating. Because it's been the same theme versus the Mets, lack of time with hitting, no runs production. Just not the way to start the series. Yeah, man, last night sucked, and I'm not going to try to spin it any other way. Last night was terrible. The Aaron Nola concerns crept into my mind, even though I don't want to go there because he just pitched well last week against the Mets in Citi Field against Jacob deGrom. Lost 1-0. Like, he was tremendous in his last outing. That was a big start. So I can't say, oh, another big game. No, he had to pitch in a big game last week, and he pitched really well. But obviously, we're closer to September, so that's going to start creeping into my mind, but I'm going to try to avoid those thoughts. But yeah, man, look, maybe they are just like the Eagles last year. And to what Vito just said, where do they go? They got to the playoffs. And that's great. Experience matters. You look around the diamond. No playoff experience for Aaron Nola on the mound, right? He'll be pitching in game 2. No playoff experience for JT Realmuto. Rhys Hoskins. I got to see if Gene Segura made the playoffs, for one of the teams he played for. Alec Boehm, no playoff experience. Bryson Stott, no playoff experience. I mean, Brandon Marsh, no playoff experience because the Angels stink. Schwarber has it. Castellanos has it. Harper has it. That's your starting 9. A lot of people don't have it. And I think experience really does matter for a lot of players. You know, yeah, Kaz Matsui had a grand slam against the Phillies in 2007. They won the World Series in 2008. Did that experience, was that the experience, the reason why they won the World Series? I can't say it is, but it probably didn't hurt. So we're talking Phillies so far to start the show. You can climb in at 610-632-0975. We'll get into the Eagles. I just mentioned it. You know, it excites me that I hear Jalen Hurts is having good days in camp and good days at joint practices. And, of course, we all saw what he did in the first preseason game. That excites me. So I'm looking forward to talking some Birds as well. But let's go back to the phones. Talk to Rich in North Philly. Rich, you're on The Fanatic.
How you doing, Andrew?
What's up, Rich?
Yeah, I can't believe I hear people saying they don't want us to make the playoffs. Like, I don't get that.
I don't get it either, man. It's so weird. It's not like football, right? Football, you do the whole, I'd rather them miss the playoffs by game so they get a better draft pick. Baseball draft picks, what does it matter?
Exactly. I think it's honestly, they always just want the ring and the championship, but I mean, no one was saying World Series in the beginning of the year.
No.
We haven't made it in 10 years, and you're telling me you don't want us to win?
Oh, yeah, what's 11 years? What's 12 years? Like, you know,
what is there? It's weird. I think it's just, it's like when we lose to the Cowboys as Eagles fans, it's the Mets, and it just stings a little bit more. And it makes us feel.
Oh, yeah, dude. I hate the Mets more than I hate the Cowboys. So last night sucked. I was not happy. I was in an awful mood yesterday. I was supposed to be having a good time with my buddy Alex, and I was miserable. I felt bad. I put a damper on his day. I hate that team.
I think you and every other Phillies fan felt awful and terrible. It sucks because it's the Mets. But, I mean, we're not better than the Mets. You got to be a logical fan as well. Like, we're just not as good as them. And it sucks to say, but we really are.
But they're not. I mean, the Mets have 77 wins. The Phillies have 65. It's plain and simple. They're a better team than you. And your record against them this year is awful. So it's okay to admit that. But I will be up. Like, listen, it was deflating yesterday, as a lot of people are saying.
It sure was. I just don't understand the logic of this is why we shouldn't make it. You never know. The Braves weren't supposed to win the World Series last year. You just never know.
The Nationals weren't supposed to win the World Series 3 years ago, but they did.
Just get your foot in there and just roll with it.
Yeah, man. I hear, Rich, I appreciate the call. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I mean, it's that logic. When you told me that this morning, Vito, when I walked in, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, but I've heard it. I heard it last year. I heard it the year before. This team's even more real than those teams.
Yeah, I mean, this is the best team we've probably had in the last 5 years, easily. And it is frustrating here. I said expectations obviously were heightened with the signings of Schwarber and Castellanos before the season, but I didn't have World Series expectations. I mean, maybe some people out there did, and now they're looking at, they can't hang with the big dogs,
right.
So, this is now a lost season. No, it's not a lost season. You want to get into the playoffs and also, too, like I said, the experience and all, but just enjoy this. Like, we haven't been able to enjoy August, September baseball to get to the Eagles, but enjoy what you have right now while you have it. And it's like people aren't enjoying it, just don't appreciate it.
My biggest thing coming into this year, and it's kind of like how Anthony's viewing the Eagles, how he's just going to enjoy the entire ride. That's what I wanted to do with the Phillies this year. Now, here's the thing. Anthony says he's not going to get angry at times during the Eagles season.
I'll call that a lie. He'll be frustrated.
Me too. I knew I would be with the Phillies, right? Like, I knew I was going to be. I love this team. I watch every single night as many pitches as I can, right?
You know that heartbreak's going to be there at times.
Yeah, it's going to be there. But you also have to, as our man just said, Rich, you also have to look at some things logically. Yes, the Mets are a better baseball team than the Phillies. I can also look at it logically. When they got swept by the Cubs coming out of the All-Star break, I was miserable, just like everybody else. But I was like, those 3 games, that you're not out of the playoffs because of those 3 games.
No, and you look at how they responded. They could have kind of tailspinned it, and they didn't. They went right back and went on another run and put themselves right back in position into the playoffs, right? Because I think that actually put them on the outside looking in, and they've done nothing but relatively win except for the Mets series now, but they did what they needed to do to put them into a playoff position.
Yeah, and for anybody that says they only beat the bad teams, all right, again, look at the schedule. There are a lot of bad teams ahead of them, which means they should win games, which means they should get into the playoffs. And I think that alone is something to be excited about, man. Dan Baxter checks in. He says it says more about those teams in the last 5 years saying this one is that good because this team isn't very good. Yeah, you're right. Brad Miller was batting cleanup last year. Bamboo Brad, who they brought back time and time. He was basically the Jason Peters of the Phillies, right? They just kept bringing him back. Or Jordan Matthews, maybe. Just kept on bringing him back. Brad Miller was batting cleanup last year. Like, that can't happen. But I was excited when they were in it last year because last year was 9 years. The year before that was 8 years since they made the playoffs. Now it's 10. And so when it looks like they should make the playoffs, which they should, like, this is not like last year. This is not like the year before. When Bryce Harper comes back, you're going to have a much deeper lineup. You look at the bullpen, it is a lot better than it has been with those. I mean, those teams, literally, you had a historically bad bullpen, the second worst bullpen ERA in baseball history behind another Phillies team from the early 1900s. It's just awesome. But you look at it, you go, all right, this team is good enough to continue to win games, and they should make the playoffs, and I think they will make the playoffs. Like, I'm not going to change that. Just like the Eagles will, as down as I may be on Jalen Hurts, they will make the playoffs, and I'm not going to change my opinion on that. They're going to make the playoffs, and I feel that exact same way with the Phillies. Do I think they're going to win anything? No, but they could.
At
it's
least
Wheeler Nola, and then look at how good Ranger Suarez was against Max Scherzer last week. What if it's 1-1? And it's Suarez v. Charlie Morton, who's not having a good year this year.
I'll take my chances with Suarez. I mean, he's proved the last month.
Yeah.
The last month, I mean, he's probably been one of the best pitchers for the Phillies.
Do I lean Braves in that game? Of course I do. But who knows? Maybe Charlie Morton doesn't have his stuff. Yeah, exactly. 610-632-0975. Now, I need to bring this up. Two things. So I went to the game last night, and it was awesome. It was a good time until the game happened, right? And, we each had a few beverages, right? And then you eat the ballpark food, and everything's salty, right? I went with the double Italian sausage yesterday. I wasn't feeling hot dog.
No.
I went Italian sausage, and it was delicious. I had 2 of them. And then I got the bag of peanuts.
Ooh, okay.
Dude, those things are just covered in salt. Covered in salt.
It's a cholesterol problem waiting to happen.
And I woke up this morning like, God. And it's not because I was drunk. Like I was the driver yesterday, right? So I had a beer before the game and a beer during the game, right? Like my friend's birthday, I just wanted to hook my man up, right? And I'm like, God, like it's as if I was hammered last night. That's how salty those things were. But when we left the ballpark last night, my man Alex was thirsty, and one of the guys were out there. He had the cooler,
the water cooler, pretzels,
and he got the purple Gatorade.
Uh-oh.
And it was like the guy hooked him up, grabbed it from the bottom of the cooler.
Okay. So get that cold one for you.
Ice cold, because it was hot yesterday. And I'm watching him drink it, and I'm like, damn, that looks really good. So I literally, during this last commercial break, went to the vending machine, because the Gatorade has been on my mind.
Thirst quencher.
On my mind since yesterday. Now, also, another thing for our YouTube audience, I look hideous today. I got my Sunday League baseball hat on that's green and a blue shirt, okay? So I got home. It was a late game yesterday. I mean, that game took forever. I didn't stay for the concert. I had to get home, so we didn't stay for Tone Law. I heard it wasn't that great, by the way.
I didn't hear good things about it.
Yeah, I heard some bad reviews. DJ Jazzy Jeff, Vanilla Ice, Tone Lock. It was cool. I'm glad people. I hope people enjoyed it, but I heard it wasn't that great. So I got home. It was like, a 11:45, and Cooper's asleep. I lay in bed. I close my eyes. He starts crying. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
It's that internal clock. They know.
And I felt bad because Christy had been home all day. She was off from work yesterday. I had the show, and then I do these, you'll see them on the website. I do these doctor on demand interviews with different doctors from Virtua. And I learned so much, and I check them out on 97.5thefanatic.com. Yesterday, we did the varicose veins we discussed yesterday with my man, Dr. Tabaza. And so that, I literally got home, did that Zoom thing, and then I had to head back to the city to pick up my friend, right? So it was just her and the baby all day.
All day,
right?
Her.
And so he starts crying at midnight, and I'm like, and she goes, I'll take care of it. You have work tomorrow. I was like, no, I got it. So I get up. Now he's wide awake. I don't know what the hell. He usually sleeps through the night. He is wide awake, smiling, happy. And I'm like, oh, that's so cute. 2 a.m, he finally falls back asleep. And so I go back to bed. And then he wakes up at 5:30 to eat again. And I'm like, I got it. You did a lot yesterday. Let me take care of it. I'm literally driving here this morning. And I look in the rearview mirror. And I'm like, holy hell. My hair is I forgot about life. I just forgot about didn't shower this morning, didn't nothing, right? I brushed my teeth. That was the most I did. Hair was everywhere. I'm like, damn. I was about to say, Haley, no YouTube today, right? Because it was a mess. And then thank God I had this hat on the floor, which definitely has the
beer stains and everything else.
Yeah, it's got the sweat stains from the ball field and all that stuff on it. So it was a hectic morning.
I can't say this speaking of experience, but you're experiencing the fatherhood.
Yes, I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it's definitely. I know it's
love it. I have so much fun. I feel like people hear me complain, But it's like, well, no, like
it's the joys of it, though. It's like you're going to look back on it and all the memories and all. I said, I said, dealing with. I said, my niece is roughly the same age as Cooper and all.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of seeing going all. She's going to be going over later this afternoon. My sister's got a wedding and all, so I can't wait to see her. But yeah, I mean, it is. It's a lot of times they need all your attention. All, and you said, Christy, being with her all day yesterday. I said, you kind of got to balance it out, and you guys, you're a team. You got to balance it out and take your shifts and do what you got to do.
Yeah, man. That's why we're a good partnership. Good partnership there with the baby. But like, dude, I'm not joking. It's the second I put my head down the pillow, he started crying. And I'm like, what? You've been sleeping through the night. What are you doing? Maybe he just sensed that I was home and he hasn't seen me all day and he wanted to play. And I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. 610-632-0975. So far in the first hour of the show, we've been talking a lot of Phillies, reacting to last night. It was a clunker, man. They lose 7-2 to the Mets, and in a blink of an eye, you're down 1-0, and then all of a sudden it's 4-0, then all of a sudden it's 5-0, and just when you think they might be doing something right there, it's 5-2, and they got, the Mets start quickly warming somebody up in the bullpen, and there's two guys on base. They do a mound visit. Castellanos coming up to bat. And you know what the pitching coach probably said? Hey, slider loan away. Slider loan away. Slider loan away. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. And he put it in play, and it looked like it was a shot, but, man, it just died. Like, it has no life. I don't want to say he's cooked, right, because he's not. He's young. He'll have a very good year next year.
Next year he'll bat 300 with 30 home runs. And really, where is this?
He's going to be very good next year. But his fly balls look like Didi's fly balls. When you could just tell he had nothing left. And when you thought it was a shot, it just died. I think that's what it was again last night.
I don't know if this is the right comparison or not. It's like you look at Giancarlo Stanton. He's not all arms, but a lot of what he can do with just his arms.
Yeah. Castellanos
doesn't have that. He needs his whole body and everything else to go through, where he just kind of gets his arms out there and just doesn't have the oomph behind it to drive the ball.
No, he's been a major disappointment this year. And look, I know he's hitting 260 now. Like, he's gotten the average up because he's been hitting the ball. He's getting hits. But man, for the excitement and look, I'm not ripping the guy's attitude, but for a guy who seems like he's like, I'm not saying cocky in a bad way, right? Like, remember the whole press conference, I didn't go to college, my way of survival is hitting home runs, like all that kind of stuff. Like, when he says all that, I'm like, all right, man, you got to back that up.
He does.
And he's not. And I had no problem with him and Salisbury exchange. I didn't
either. Obviously, we know it didn't need to be out there.
Didn't need to be out there. I had no problem with that exchange from both parties, right? But, like, he seems like a guy, he almost seems like Doc Rivers, where, like, once you start questioning him, he's going to get really upset and really put his back up against the wall. And I get it. Nobody wants to be. But, man, it's just been a major, major disappointment this year. But hopefully, maybe when Harper comes back, who knows? You can move him down even further in the lineup to 6th, and maybe that does something for him. I don't know if you test out Stott in the leadoff hole again. But then it's like, then what, right? Because you don't want to go lefty-lefty at the top. You don't want to go lefty-lefty-lefty. You don't want to go...
Reese, would you go Reese 2 at that point?
Well, then you're going Harper 3. And
JT 4, Schwarber 5, Costi 6. Did you do that?
No, I don't want to all of a sudden have...
You want to go left, right?
I don't want to have Schwarber batting 5th all of a sudden.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I guess you stick with Schwarber, Hoskins, Harper, but is Castellanos 4? I mean, JT's not a good... I love JT Realmuto. You guys know it. Like,
he's not your ideal.
I'm on a JT island sometimes, right? He's not a cleanup hitter. He's 2 or 6.
Actually, we forgot one big one there we didn't mention at that point.
Oh, you got Bohm.
Put Bohm at 4th.
Yeah, I was just like a little bit more pop, but... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, once Harper comes back, because Harper's going to bat 3rd, right? So Bohm moves.
Is that a definite? You think they definitely slot him back in, keep him there? Because I feel like we always just assume
where would you put him?
Can you slide him back to the 4th? Into the
Harper? Nah, you want him batting in the 1st inning.
True.
At least, I mean, look, I'm a caveman. I am a freaking caveman where the best hitter in your lineup bats 3rd. I'm a caveman. Okay.
I can't really argue that. And the good thing is, though, I said, it's frustrating to see what the bats are doing or not doing at times. I feel like there is a lot of options you can go with. You can't not just get locked in with certain guys in certain spots. Like they do have a lot of what's the word I want to use? I don't know.
They have guys that can perform.
Yeah,
all over the lineup.
Combinations.
Yeah,
they have a lot of combinations. They can put different guys in different spots.
Gene
with.
Segura could bat toward the top of the lineup. There are a lot of guys, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. Now, I have a question for you guys. And let's discuss it at 610-632-0975 as we continue the Phillies conversation in the 10 o'clock hour. We'll get into some Birds talk as well. Mike, have you seen the Manti Te'o doc yet?
I haven't, but I did hear about it,
All
and
right.
this is wild.
Because I know a lot of people started watching it last night. I just saw it a lot on Twitter. I want to know if you started watching it or if you've watched the entire thing, because I watched it last week. I was pushing Anthony and everybody on the air to watch it. Because it's crazy. It is crazy, and I need to talk about it with people because I just feel like the more and more I watched it, the more and more I was shocked, and the more you feel terrible for the guy, right? So I want to know, has anybody watched it? I want to hear from you. 610-632-0975. Andrew Salciunas taking it till noon right here on The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic.
Kids, KARS Cards for Kids, 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month, with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, with the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Offer ends 9/21/22. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Call or go online for details. After promo, regular rates apply.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 24-count crayons and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each, and 1-inch binders are only $1.99. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in store only, limit 30.
Oh, are you seeing these readings? This is incredible.
Short-staffed, Marco's climate research facility is in the eye of the storm. The atmospheric pressure to find more weather specialists is mounting.
Man, this is going to be a big job. We're going to need a bigger team.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, it's John Kincaid for the BetParks app, and training camp has begun this week. So you know what that means. The futures bets, you want to get them in now. The odds are great. The fun is there for you all the time on the BetParks app. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania or New Jersey to enjoy it. And you know that you can get a risk-free bet as a new customer for up to $750. Download the app today. Go get the BetParks app in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Use my promo code Kincaid. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
That's the sound of a crack in the ceiling found at a home inspection.
But with a Realtor by your side, a newfound leak might only cause minor worries. With their expertise, a Realtor can suggest a credit at closing and even connect you to a contractor to help you shore up that leak and alleviate your worries. When it comes to cracks in your plans, the expertise of a Realtor can make all the difference. The difference between an agent and a Realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
This summer, the General Building Contractors Association is reminding the construction industry and all workers to stay safe while working in the heat.
Use the OSHA NIOSH Heat Safety Tool app to check the forecasts and get specific recommendations for heat risk levels. In an emergency, the app is also a resource on what to do and the first aid that will save a life.
Learn more about working safely in the heat by downloading Toolbox Talks at gbca.com. We're GBCA, and we're building safer together.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward into art class.
A 4-foot replica of the Statue of Liberty using elbow macaroni?
With glue and art supplies from Staples.
By tomorrow.
Right now, 24-count Crayola crayons and Polly Pocket folders are just 50 cents each. Plus, select lunch and backpack sets are only $14.99. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. In-store only, folder and crayon offers and day 27, limit 30. Backpacks and day 20.
We all know Philly sports is big business, and we've got you covered every weekday with the Fanatic's Business of Sports reports that are powered by Pico for Business. For information on how your company can save with Pico's incentives, go to pico.com/business.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now. WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia. A Beasley Media Group station. Home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
O'clock, 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm Andrew Salciunas, taking you until noon. No Pat Egan today. He is under the weather. He'll be back next Saturday, and hopefully he'll be back on Monday with the John Kincaid Show. Fan Fest coming up October 1st, 1 to 5 at Xfinity Live. You got to be 21 to enter. And I'm just so happy. It's presented by FanDuel Sportsbook that we finally get to give you guys some information on what is going on at Fan Fest. Oh, this is awesome. All right. I'll leave that one for last. So FanDuel is going to have their football toss with a chance to meet our very special guest. All right. I'll explain that coming up in a second. There will be a mechanical shark, a 3-person rock wall, Spider Mountain, and a 100-foot obstacle course from Betty's Bounce. The Sixers are bringing their sports court and net, which is always fun. Their bell that they ring before each game, which is awesome, and Franklin the mascot. Love you, Franklin. The Union are bringing their 50-foot inflatable soccer field. The Flyers and Wings will be on site with games and interactive activities. And, of course, we're going to have a bunch of exotic sports cars like we have every single year. It's awesome. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Rolls Royces to grab a picture in, courtesy of Imagine Lifestyles, luxury rentals. Of course, all of us will be there from the Fanatic. There will be Haunted Beach, created by Elite Landscaping of New Jersey. And, of course, there's going to be lots of food and lots of drink. I was actually at Xfinity Live yesterday. My buddy and I went there to have a beer before the game. And it just like it brought back a lot of memories, man, of Fan Fest. And, I got wild last year. So, I'm going to tone it down a little bit this year. But, man, Fan Fest is always such a good time. And I hope you can make it. It's October 1st. I heard somebody yesterday on the John Kincaid show. He was like, I'm not going to be able to make it. I got a bachelor party this weekend. And he was like, and John was like, what do you mean? It's not till October 1st. So people still think it's at the end of August like it used to be. It is October 1st, Saturday from 1 to 5. So make sure you get there if you can. But this is so cool. So cool. I love him. And I think he is still underrated. I remember when ESPN did the top 10 players at each position. I ran through it one day when Anthony was out. And I knew he was not going to be in the top 10. And look, when you go through the list of players at cornerback, you realize, okay, there's a lot of very good corners in the NFL, okay? But this guy has consistently, time and time again, been a stud for the Eagles. And I'm so excited that he's going to be at FanFest. Darius Slay is going to be at FanFest this year, courtesy of my friends at CSL Plasma. Stay tuned for info on how you can win a meet and greet at FanFest with Big Play Slay. I love CSL Plasma. You know it. I do the reads for them. They are tremendous people. Renee, she's the best. Her husband, Brian, they are awesome. I'm going to be doing some CSL events coming up at outside the link for Temple games. I'll be doing that broadcast with Pat from 9 to 12 on September 10th and 17th, back-to-back home weeks for the Temple Owls. And then I'm going to be sticking around till 2 o'clock with the people at CSL Plasma. They are awesome, great people. They try to do a lot around the community. And they're doing a lot with us as a station, which is really cool. They sponsored Knockout last year, which was awesome. They sponsored Tyrese Maxey, who was at FanFest last year. This year, Darius Slay. I love Darius Slay. And that's one of the things I want to get into Eagles-wise. I'm excited for this season. Can't wait. Can't wait for this season. And even though I go, man, we'll see about Jalen Hurts, I think the future is extremely bright for this Eagles team. And Darius Slay has just been so consistent and such a great signing. I still remember there was that nonsense from Eagles fans, too. Eagles fans. Oh, man, he had a bad year. This was 2 years ago. What are you talking about? Because he got torched by DK Metcalf, which was true. And there was one other game where he got crushed against one of the wide receivers. But it was like they finished 1-2 in receiving that year. And I'm like, well, okay. He had 2 bad weeks out of now at that time 16. He had 14 great weeks. You look up some of the numbers that he has, some of the weird stats where when guarded by Darius Slay, these receivers are under 50 yards.
Yeah, they're not putting up numbers. And you said DK Metcalf that year was probably a top 5 receiver in the league.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't like it was middling of the pack wide receiver. You're talking about DK Metcalf, who was just a freak.
Yeah, with Russell Wilson throwing the football. And he's a big-bodied receiver, right? And Darius Slay is a smaller corner. But, dude, Darius Slay has been so good. And it makes me think, who are some of the players in Philly history, really, that we almost forget are on the team or were on the team, right? I remember last year I had this conversation. If the Phillies never win a World Series when he's on the team, nobody's going to remember Gene Segura in 15 years. But he's been he has been a good ball player in Philadelphia.
He's a serviceable player who can play second base every day and just goes out there and bats you 280.
You have missed him. when he's been hurt, right? And he's back now, which is
not
great.
to mention which Mets better. I think Mets players better watch out today. I'm pitching some Mets players inside. You hit Segura once last night, and then you came inside again. But sorry to go off on a tangent there.
Yeah, that's okay.
But the direction what you're going with,
Segura,
people are going to forget about it.
They're going to if they don't win, if they don't win the World Series, right? And Darius Slay's kind of like that. Like, I think people are going to forget 5-10 years from now, because I don't know. Like, he's got 1 year left on his deal. I'm pretty sure. Are they going to bring him back? You know, like I would think they do, because James Bradbury is on a 1 year deal, and like Darius Slay has been fantastic, but because they haven't really been good since he got here, he's under contract for next season too, which is awesome. And then it looks like a couple of opt-outs. Very confused. But he's under contract next year too. But he seems to be a guy that I think a lot of people are going to almost like forget about unless they win something. But I want to kind of think of who have been the players in Philadelphia where we go, oh yeah, that guy was on this team, and he was also very good. Darius Slay's a stud, man. He is such a great corner, and he's been a huge signing for the Eagles, and that's part of my excitement this year. I'm so fired up for this defense. I can't wait to watch them on the field for a full four quarters and not just a couple of minutes in the preseason game. Like, you look at this team, and they really might just be a quarterback away. But if Hurts takes a step forward, which he could, I'm not going to say he's not going to. I have my doubts, but he could take a step forward. What I've seen so far out of reports, especially with the joint practices where it's a little bit more heated up as opposed to just your own workouts like 2 weeks ago, he's looked good. That's awesome. Did the Jets play tight coverage? No. Was it the Jets? Yes. Like, they stink. But he made throws, left side of the field, right side of the field, over the middle. That's what I wanted to see,
right?
That's what I wanted to see. Throw it all over. And the touchdown pass to Dallas Goedert, he stood tall in the pocket.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't dance. He didn't move around. So when I saw that, I go, all right, that's awesome. I still think they win 10, maybe 11 games.
I'm in that boat with you. I think it's an easy over 9.5. It's solid 10 or 11, no problem.
Me too. And it's just funny, right? Like, I keep on saying 10 wins. And then I think about it, it's 17-week season. So I go, wait a minute. Do I see 7 losses on the schedule? I don't.
Not really.
So then I bump it up to 11. I'm at 11-6. And that's even with my question marks. I have at 11 wins. That's how talented I think this team is. And, and
that's what's going to be fun, too, this year.
Darius Slay.
Not everything, it's going to sound crazy to say, but not everything's going to fall on Hurts in the sense that this defense is going to win you games this year. And that was one of the big problems last year, was the defense not causing enough turnovers, disruption out there, whether it's fumbles, sacks, interceptions. They just didn't give the offense enough chances, especially on short fields. And I think that's going to happen a lot this year. It's at all 3 levels, and this is probably the best we've seen probably since the early 2000s for this defense under Jim Johnson.
It might be. Yeah, I mean, especially the linebacker position, right? You look at linebackers. Look, Nigel Bradham was okay, but that was it.
Yeah,
really, right? Like Joe Walker was a 7th-round pick that played a little bit for the Eagles that year. What the hell was his name? There's a couple of random linebackers.
Stuart Bradley.
No, I'm just thinking about the Super Bowl team.
The Super Bowl team.
There are a couple of random linebackers that are just escaping my mind. But, look, the linebacker core, you have depth now. You have guys that aren't even going to be on the field, that when they do come on the field are going to be good. Like, Nakobe Dean has apparently been quiet. Now, he looked great in the preseason game.
That one play where Jordan Davis blew it up early and then Nakobe finished it, I mean, I think we're going to see that a lot, and that's just a staple.
I think so too. And they might be rotational guys at the beginning of their careers. And that's incredible. Like, that's how deep this team is defensively, and that fires me up, man. And I know people go, oh, well, what if they lose one of their corners? Well, that's any team. Any team loses a corner. 610-632-0975. So we'll continue the Eagles conversation as well. But the Manti Te'o doc, I want to talk about that as well, because I keep on saying I need people to see it. I need to talk to people about it. And I know more and more people are checking it out. So I'm excited. And I know that Todd in Maryland wants to talk about it. What's up, Todd?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you, Todd. What's going on?
All right, so the Monte Teo doc, that one really hits home for me because I basically lived this when it came out. From my background, huge Notre Dame fan. I went to high school in Hawaii. I was at Notre Dame Monte's first 2 years. My cousin was at Notre Dame when he was there, had classes with the guy. And so, when he decided to go to Notre Dame, I was ecstatic to see a kid from my state going to my school. I was so happy. That senior year, that 2012 undefeated season, that was a magical ride. I was at the championship game, and then saw us get run over by a bus. So I was at an all-time low. And then this story broke, this whole catfishing thing, which was just incredibly, this is bizarre, right? We had never had to happen to my guy from my state at my school. It brought me down.
Yeah, that really affects you. And it's funny, Todd, I'm glad that you were the first person to call and to talk about it, because I was wondering from a Notre Dame fan point of view what it meant, because to me, I was dating somebody in high school who her family was they were Notre Dame fans, right? Big time Notre Dame fans. So I watched games. I watched games with them. I knew Manti Teo, not knew him. I knew of Manti Teo before all this stuff happened, right? So I, like you, was shocked when this all came out. I watched it with my wife, who had no idea who Manti Teo was. And she goes, "Oh my God, what story is this?" I was like, "I know, it's crazy."
Dude, I was devastated because we played against his high school when I was there. He wasn't on the team. I'm older than him. I've always blamed myself for this actually, because in 2009, his freshman year, I'm a first year grad student, walk on Notre Dame's campus. I see this Polynesian looking kid. We make eye contact. I have my Hawaii stuff on, so he's like, "Is this kid from Hawaii?" And I'm looking at him like, "Is he Monte Teo?" And I've always said, if I just would have said hi, I could have saved him from this. I could have helped him, and I didn't. All because I didn't take that risk.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know if you would have saved him.
I know, but you're right. But you got to ask, right? I just feel so bad for the kid because I know.
Don't put that on Utah. I mean, it's crazy. His friend in the documentary, he even thought something was fishy about it, but he was just like, I don't know. He was really into her.
I'm from a Philadelphia family, though, right? These Hawaii kids, they can't envision that. Philly people, a little more, worldly, and I just because I would have been his day walker, man. All his strengths, none of his weaknesses, except the football thing. But
yeah, listen, man. I appreciate your call, man. I wouldn't beat yourself over it too much. Thanks, Todd. Yeah, I mean that's not on you by any means. It's just crazy, and that's the thing. I feel bad for his friend, right? Because his friend's like, "Yeah, man, I always thought it was kind of fishy, but I don't know. He was really into her, and I don't want to say anything." And that's the tough thing, right? There are some things, you have best friends, right? There's some things that you can have the talk about, right? And sometimes people do feel comfortable about girlfriends. But at the same time, if they're really into somebody, you don't want to talk about how you don't like them or reasons, stuff, right? Yeah. Because then they go, sure. "Oh, screw you, man. I like her. I love her. Screw you. If you don't want to be around her, I don't want to be around." That's the tough one, the girlfriend one.
Sure, absolutely. Every time.
If it's anything else, yo, dude, you got to stop. Look, I mean, there's some deeper conversations, alcohol abuse and drug abuse that, you have the conversations with. But when it comes to girlfriends, man,
it's a tedious line.
That's a tough one to mess around with. So the guy, Manti's best friend, is in the documentary. He goes, "Yeah, man, I didn't know what to say." You never met her?
Yeah, I would have found that very, very weird and just strange. It's how.
But so they'll get into it. It's a documentary, so it's not like I can really spoil anything. You'll watch it, but he basically, Manti himself explained during football season, which is
very committal. You're a lot of time's taken up,
and it's not just week 1 through the end of the season. It's also camp. It's OTAs. It's all that kind of
spring
stuff,
practices,
right?
Everything else.
He is this, football.
Blinders
television.
on in that.
And so he basically explains that his relationship, he never had relationships work because of it. And so because he never had to hang out with her, but had her as someone to talk to, as a companion, it worked. And because she clearly never wanted to see him.
You just intrigued me more now. That's why I can't wait to watch this later. Can't wait.
There's so much. Like, I need to know if anybody else watched this thing. Dude, there is a scene. This one I won't spoil for you or for anybody that hasn't seen it. But before the death, like right before the death, there's like a hospital thing. And I'm just sitting there going, are you kidding me? This person is sick.
Takes a twisted individual to
she's
do,
an I said it yesterday. I said it again. She's an awful human being. Awful human being. She felt no remorse for what she did. None.
A cold-hearted person.
None. She felt no remorse. John in Lansdale. John, you're on The Fanatic.
Hey, what's going on, Juice?
What's up, John?
Hey, yeah, I'm actually watching this right now. I have 12 minutes left on it.
Of the second part or the first one?
It's the second part.
Okay.
And, oh, my God. This is like a human weirdo. Like, I don't understand how you can do that to someone.
And she doesn't feel bad at all.
No. I'm looking at her face right now. I have it on pause because I called into you guys. But, oh, my God. It is the weirdest thing. And he got destroyed for this.
I know. He is still, and you obviously are watching it, he's still emotional about it. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, he's still messed up by it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, mentally destroyed. Like, you talk about Ben Simmons being mental health or whatever. This dude got destroyed.
Yeah, this is real.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually called in about the wild card. Who do you think the Phillies would face in the wild card series?
So if the season ended today, they'd be taking on the Braves. 3 games in Atlanta. If the Padres jump the Phillies, which they still could, right? Like the Padres very well could jump the Phillies. You would play the worst record of the 3 division winners, which is probably going to be St. Louis. So the Phillies would play the Cardinals in St. Louis, which, look, I would prefer facing St. Louis than the Braves. It's going to be a tough task. It's not like it's an easy series, but I would prefer the Phillies taking on St. Louis.
St. Louis it's baseball, you know.
I mean, it's baseball royalty in St. Louis, right? But I fear the Braves. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fear the Cardinals.
Won the World Series, you know.
Yeah, look, the Phillies they won the season series against St. Louis. And John, I appreciate the call. Enjoy the rest of the day and the rest of the show. But yeah, so if the season ended today, Phils would take on the Braves in the first round. And it would be a best of 3. All the games would be in Atlanta. And if whoever wins that series would then play the Mets in the second round. So how about that? It'll be NL East first 2 rounds because the Mets have a first round bye, as do the Dodgers. Now, if the Phillies drop and play the Cardinals, which they could win 2 games against the Cardinals, they would then play the Dodgers. No easy task either. Like, that's going to be very difficult.
That'd be the ultimate
way.
gauntlet to run.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's going to be like the Phillies aren't winning the World Series this year. And that's okay.
I'm okay. I just give me the playoffs. So
just get to the playoffs, man. Please. I'm begging you. Just get to the playoffs. 610-632-0975. Yeah, like if you've seen the Manti Te'o stuff, the documentary, the 2-parter on Netflix, call in and talk to me about it because I am still fascinated by it. Vito's going to watch it today, so I'm excited that you're going to check that out, man. Text me after you watch it. Just be like, you're going to be like, bro, what the hell? So text me after you watch it today, so we can talk about it more. But it's crazy, that documentary, and I just feel so bad for the dude. So Phillies, the Te'o documentary, and some Eagles talk. I just told you, FanFest, October 1st, your chance to meet Big Play Slay. Darius Slay will be there courtesy of CSL Plasma, which is so cool. And I love Darius Slay. I love this Eagles defense. And I want to think, like, who have been some of the other players that have come through town that have been very good? Like Darius Slay's been very good, but it was at, like, a weird time. And I don't know if Darius Slay, like, he's under contract for next season, too. Maybe next season there's a potential Super Bowl appearance. But Darius Slay seems to be a guy that will be here, will be very good, and then we'll kind of forget that he's here. We won't forget about him, but it'll be kind of like, oh, yeah, he was here, and he was pretty good. Like, can you think of any other names like that?
One that comes to mind, I mean, he was very popular here, Asante Samuel. Does that fit that category?
I think it does because they didn't win. Like, it's also like you think of them as a different different team. Like I think of Asante Samuel as a Patriot, right? Like I don't think of him as an Eagle. Darius Slay, it's hard to say that because he's on the Eagles right now, but I think of him probably 10 years from now as a Detroit Lion, even though he's been very good here, even though Asante Samuel was very good here. Like there are guys like that. So I want to get some answers. And if you give me a good one, I'll put you on hold and you'll get some FanFest tickets. And then you'll find out your way to potentially meet Darius Slay at FanFest, courtesy of CSL Plasma. So 610-632-0975, Phillies, the Teo Doc, and your chance to win FanFest tickets. Give me a name of a player that came through Philly that was pretty damn good, but they just kind of played at a time where it didn't really lead to much. And that's why I say if the Phillies don't win, that's Gene Segura. Like, Gene Segura's been pretty good his time here in Philadelphia, but, he's kind of just a guy, right, if they don't win. 610-632-0975. I'm Andrew Salciunas taking you till noon right here on The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic.
T-Mobile believes customers deserve to get more without paying more. Everything from entertainment benefits like Netflix on Us to travel benefits to Scam Shield protection, all with taxes and fees included. So the price you see is the price you pay. When you're a T-Mobile customer, you get over $225 in value every month in benefits with our Max Family Plan.
That's like paying for nosebleed seats and getting to sit in the front row.
That's right. At T-Mobile, your family gets over $225 worth of value and benefits with our Max Plan each and every month. Plus, with our Price Lock Guarantee, we won't raise your rate plan price for talk, text, and data ever.
That's like paying for a cab and getting a stretch limo.
At T-Mobile, you get value beyond the expected.
Qualifying service required. Value based on included monthly benefits. Sales tax and regulatory fees included in Max's monthly price. Price Lock guarantees rate price of talk, text, and data for new accounts with qualifying service. Exclusions apply. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Fred Beans here from Fred Beans Family of Dealerships. This August marks our 47th anniversary. I've authorized all our general managers to do whatever it takes to make a deal. We've loaded our lots with the best new and used car inventory, and you can be sure our anniversary prices are the best, like zero down payment, financing or leasing, and up to $2,000 over book value for your trade. See why it's better at the #1 automotive group in the Philadelphia area during our 47th anniversary sales event. Online at fredbeans.com.
Call 267-454-6814 for full details.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward with all your school printing from Staples.
Okay, class, refer to the seating chart for your desk assignment. Class?
But we can't read yet.
Don't worry, they'll get there. Now get 30% off school-related prints when you spend $25 or more. This year, go forward to school with Staples. In-store only, exclusions apply. One coupon per customer ends 8/27. Visit staples.com/school printing for coupon and requirements.
Hey, it's cause the savings are heating up at Colonial Marble and Granite's sizzling summer savings sale. Get up to 15% off all marble, granite, and quartz countertops. Purchase a sink and faucet gold package fully installed for $4.99. This is a value of $1,200. Financing available on all purchases of $19.99 or more, and one of their designers will help you with your dream kitchen. Hurry in. Details on these sizzling summer savings. Visit one of Colonial's local showrooms or online at colonialmarble.net.
Bet Rivers Casino app has so many slots, your head will spin. There's the classics like 88 Fortunes and Jinji Baoshi, and new favorites like Dancing Drum Explosion and Hurricane Horse Coin Combo. Plus, right now, when you make a first-time deposit of $50 using code CASINO, you'll get $200 in free play. That's $200. Download the Bet Rivers Casino app today. It's a whole new game.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For over 35 years, Health Partners Plans has been proudly caring for people in the community. Our nationally recognized Medicaid plan offers a growing network of doctors and hospitals so you can get care close to home. Health Partners can help you get the care you need, including doctor and hospital visits, prescriptions, immunizations, eye and dental care, and more. To learn more, please call 1-800-553-0784 or visit hpplans.com. Health Partners, trusted care where and when you need it.
Sure, you're managing to sweat through another summer with that rickety old AC, but it isn't easy, is it? Some days it feels like even your sweat stains had sweat stains. Stop suffering and set yourself up for summer comfort with special financing offers and rebates on a new high-efficiency heating and cooling system from Trane. With a whole house air filtration system to keep the air you breathe clean and safe. Visit Trane.com to find an independent Delaware Valley Trane comfort specialist near you. It's hard to stop a Trane. Subject to credit approval.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Hey, it's Cuz. Are you getting ready for a home improvement cleanup? The garage, the bathroom, big move? Let me tell you about the perfect solution, the Bagster. The Bagster, by far the most convenient, affordable way to help with your cleanup. The Bagster isn't just a great product. It's a 3 cubic yard dumpster in a bag sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, local home improvement stores everywhere, and for only $29.99. Holds 3,300 pounds of waste. Buy it, fill it, schedule your collection, poof, it's gone. Clean it up with the Bagster dumpster in the back.
Adam Schefter plays on one station in Philly, 97.5 The Fanatic.
10:30, 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm Andrew Salciunas. No Pat Egan today. Feeling a little under the weather, so I hope he enjoys the rest of his weekend. My squad, Tottenham, 3-0 after a big 1-0 win today. So 3-0 for Tottenham. Go Spurs, man, or Hotspurs. I don't even know what they call them. Go Spurs, though.
I'll go with it. I'm not really sure myself.
So go team. We're 3-0, man. We are 3-0. By the way, my brain works in extremely weird ways. I saw somebody tweet out a photo of it, and now I'm considering ordering some. Did you used to have like the pizza sticks at school? It was literally like stuffed crust.
Yep.
But it was just that, and then you dipped it into the sauce that they gave you.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what? Can I find these somewhere?
I get them off Amazon or something, I would assume.
I could buy 192 of them for $100 from foodservicedirect.com. There's a strong chance I might do this soon. Do I want to pay $100 worth of pizza sticks? No, I don't. But I'm going to find a way. Apparently they are at Target. I might have to do it soon because I loved those things. But it just popped up on the timeline. Now I'm like, all right, how do I get this? It's just like the Gatorade yesterday. My mind, I am currently in a state where, I'm people are making decisions for me without even knowing it. Man, that Gatorade was good this morning, by the way. 610-632-0975, the number to climb in. We'll get to a couple of calls because I know a lot of people want to check in with the forgotten Philly players. If you're just tuning in, for FanFest tickets, we're playing a little game. So Darius Slay will be at FanFest, courtesy of CSL Plasma. And Darius Slay is a player that goes, in my mind, as extremely talented, underrated. If the Eagles don't win something substantial while he's here, he will kind of be forgotten. Or he will be a Lion. Like, people will forget him, or people will remember him as a Detroit Lion. And I want to get some other answers like that. Vito gave a good one saying Asante Samuel. I think of Asante Samuel as a New England Patriot. even though he was very good here. It's just they didn't win. They didn't win the whole thing with Asante Samuel here. So that is a great answer. Tony checks in with Sheldon Brown. Now, here's the thing. And he says, pretty good safety, but was shadowed by the fact we were trying to find the next B-Dog. But Sheldon Brown has a moment that everybody knows. Like, everybody knows Sheldon Brown for the Reggie Bush hit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that nobody will forget that. Like, when you think of top moments in Eagles history, a lot of people think of that Sheldon Brown hit. So I don't think he'll ever be forgotten. Darius Slay might be if the Eagles don't win a Super Bowl. Because it's not like he's had a moment, right, that people will always remember. Like Gene Segura. That's why I use Gene Segura as an example. I think Segura is a guy that, unless the Phillies win a World Series, will kind of be forgotten 10 years from now, even though he's actually had a good career so far here in Philadelphia. So I know some people want to give some answers on the phones for your chance to win some FanFest tickets. That's what we're doing here. 610-632-0975. Also, the Manti Te'o documentary, if you watched it, I want to hear from you. Dr. Stone Cold Stunner checks in. I came out of that documentary feeling 100 times worse for Te'o and just amazed at what an awful person that girl is. The hospital stuff you mentioned is legit sociopath type stuff. To think about it and do it day after day, wow. Vito, I'm telling you, when you see that part, like the hospital stuff, you're going to be like, oh my God. Like, I hate this person.
I'll apologize now if there's an overabundance of texting. I may be live texting you as I'm watching
That's fine. Because you're going to be like, are you serious? Like, again, Christy knew nothing about Manti Te'o. Nothing. Like, before or after. She didn't even hear about the hoax thing.
Oh, really?
Never heard of it.
That was such a huge story when it happened. Because they were in such a spotlight because they had to go play Alabama in the national championship.
And it wasn't even a sports thing.
No, it wasn't.
It was like CNN talked about it, MSNBC, Fox.
Yeah, that went national.
You name it. It was on, and it wasn't just sports talk. And she was in shock when she was watching it. And because I forgot about a lot of stuff, and then you learn more about a lot of stuff, you're like, oh my God, this is deeper than I thought it was. Let's go to the phones. Brian in Newtown Square. And speaking of Christy, you and I are going to discuss some fantasy football stuff coming up because she's in the league. And today we are figuring out the draft order of our league. So that should get interesting. Brian, what's going on, man?
Hey, man. How's it going?
Good. How are you? Thank you.
My kid had me up at like 2 a.m. too, so I'm feeling that.
Oh, so you and I were, we should have just called each other.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, man. I put my head on the pillow, and then that's when he started crying. I said, you got to be kidding me.
They know. They have a success.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a forgotten player. It's more like a guy that I wish would have panned out for us. Hunter Pence on the Phillies. Just the timing just wasn't right, man. Like, he went on and was so pesky and consistent with the Giants, but he just kind of came up at our time at the wrong time. So
I hated him. I hated him. I hated all his wacky little battings, the practice swings, the throw, all of it. And then he goes to the Giants and wins.
Yeah, he looked like he was on meth up there swinging the bat. And then he went on and killed it.
Yeah, and look, it's funny because Hunter Pence came up on the show, I think 2 weeks ago, because the Phillies were on that Apple TV broadcast. It was last week because the Phillies played Friday night against the Mets, Apple TV. That's the one they won. And Hunter Pence was on the call. Pat Egan is a big Hunter Pence guy and gave him every benefit of the doubt. He was hurt. This is why he didn't play well in the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. And you look back, he did have good numbers during the regular season for the Phillies, but he came up small, man.
Yeah, I think not to defend it, but I think it was tough to come in with, it was like Rollins, Howard, and Utley's team. It's tough to be like a young guy coming up under those like juggernauts. And he went on to the Giants and just was a better system for him because they didn't even know like who they were yet.
But like, it's a good answer still because here's the 2011 numbers. The year they won 102 games. He only played 54 games because he was a trade deadline piece. But for the Phillies, he hit 324 with 11 home runs and 35 ribbies in just those 54 games and had an on-base of 394. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's real good, actually.
All right, man, I'll put you on hold. I think that's a good answer. So stuff like that, answers like that, will score you a pair of FanFest tickets, which takes place October 1st. And it's also your chance to meet Darius Slay, who will be there courtesy of CSL Plasma. Another name that comes to my mind, speaking of a Phillies-Giants connection, but I'm not going to give it to you as an answer, which is why I'm just going to get it out of the way because I'm sure somebody will say it, is Aaron Rowan. Because Aaron Rowan was here for 2 seasons. And in his second season, He hit 309 with 27 home runs. And you almost go, wow, I forgot about that guy here on the Phillies. But because he had the running into the wall catch, nobody's going to forget about Aaron Rowan. Everybody will remember that play. But, man, you forget how good he was in his second year in 2007 when they finally make the playoffs. He hits 309 with 27 home runs and 89 ribbies. That's just ridiculous. Let's go to Enzo in Westchester. What's going on, Enzo?
What's up, Junis? How are you, brother?
Good. How you doing?
Good, man. Question on why I'm not asking you. I'm asking Aaron Nola. Why did you throw that fastball down the middle to Pete Alonso last night?
He did it. He did it last week too.
I don't get it, dude. Like, I don't get it.
I don't know. And look, he's been great this year. He's pitched very well. He's pitched smart all season long. But Vito said it earlier. 5 home runs Pete Alonso has against Nola this year. 5.
And there's no way that JT told him to throw that pitch. There's no way.
Yeah, I would imagine not.
Yeah.
But that deflated. I was there last night, man. When that home run was hit, the place just went dead silent. And I'll say it over and over again. It wasn't sold out because of the Mets fans. It was 43,000 majority Phillies fans, huge majority Phillies fans because they had that post-game concert. I don't know what the crowd's going to be like today. I imagine there will be more Mets fans than there were last night because people actually bought tickets for last night. But it was loud. It was raucous for the Phillies yesterday, and then it just went silent, man.
Yeah, I was supposed to go, but I had to drive. I'm driving my daughter up to Penn State College right now and move back in.
Oh, wow. What year?
She's going to be in her 3rd year.
Okay, well, almost your second half of college, man.
Hey, question on Kareem Hunt. Would you take him? Because I would. I would pick up Kareem Hunt.
So this is where you then have the conversation, right? Because look, I don't appreciate what he did. Okay, like in his past,
I get it.
It's terrible what he did. It's been and like it's kind of like one of those like if we're with that for a lot of players, just because he's going to be very good for the Eagles, we shouldn't like ignore that. But if we're talking just the football player, he'd be a perfect fit for this team, man.
Hey, Judas, I'm getting close north. I might lose you soon, so I'm going to give you my player.
Yeah. What do you got?
Judas, okay. Herschel Walker, man. He's forgotten in Philly, man. But I'll always remember him as a Cowboy. But he came through Philly for a couple of years, and we didn't do much with him.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I'll put you on hold. It's a good answer. Thank you, Enzo. It's a good answer. I'm also I also want people that were good. I'll give them the Herschel Walker, but I want people that were good here, right? Like, I have so many names that are now starting to come to my mind. I'll give you another name that comes to my mind of a player that was really good here that people forget was on this team, and it's because they didn't win anything. The Phillies didn't win anything in 2005. But you know who hit 335 for the Phillies that year? With an on-base of 392. And he stole 22 bases and was only caught stealing 3 times. Do you know who that player is?
What year is this?
2005. He was 38, but hit 335.
I want to say Bobby Abreu, but I know that's not right.
Nope. Only 2 home runs, so not a power hitter.
5.
Center fielder. Only 1 year. People forget he was on the team.
Oh, Aaron Rowan?
Nope.
No, he was here for 2 years.
How about Kenny Lofton?
Oh, wow. Kenny
Lofton
the bat.
was on the Phillies.
That's right, he was.
People don't remember because, obviously he was with Cleveland forever, and then he played for 100 different teams. He played for Cleveland, Pittsburgh, San Fran, Philly, Atlanta, Texas, L.A. Dodgers, Chicago Cubs, Yankees, Stros, White Sox.
Jeez, he played for half the league.
He played for half the league. And he hit 335 for the Phillies, which was his highest batting average for among all those teams. And he was 38 years old when he did it. He played 110 games, so it's not like he played 50.
Right, it was a good sample size.
And that would be an answer that nobody remembers he was on this team, but he was actually good when he was on this team. 610-632-0975. Let's go to Steve in Philly. Steve, you're on the Fanatic.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
What's up, Steve?
So my player, I was thinking, Darren Sproles was just on the Eagles for a long time, but it was in between, like, those years with McNabb and before the Super Bowl run, and he electrified the crowd for us. He was a fan favorite. People probably remember him, but he was just on the team during a time when it was like a transition mode for us.
Yeah, and he was hurt for the Super Bowl, so it's not like you can remember him as being a part of the Super Bowl run.
Right.
Yeah, dude, like I think that's a great answer. I still remember he had that great game against the Patriots. I think it was 2016 where he scored twice on special teams, something like that.
Yeah, people forget he was a great return guy before he got older and couldn't do it anymore.
You know, I'm on his Football Reference page. I didn't realize he was here in 2014. Like I didn't realize he was here for a while. Yeah, I mean he missed a lot of time, right? Because 17 he only played 3 games. He only played 6 games in 18 and 19. So you forget that he was here in 2014 where he played 15 games. 2015 he played 16 games. 2016 he played 15 games.
Yeah, and he was on the Saints for a while, so I think a lot of people think of him as a Saints guy.
Well, I think of him as a San Diego Chargers first before I go Saints. But he was on the Saints before he came to Philly.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great answer, Steve. I'll put you on hold for a pair of FanFest tickets. That is a tremendous answer. Darren Sproles literally did it all, man. He did it all, and he had an incredible career. He really did. I mean, him with Drew Brees was incredible twice. Right? No, sorry, Phillip Rivers. I'm thinking about the trade. Phillip Rivers, and then Drew Brees with the Saints, and then he was very good here. His first year with the Eagles, he scored 6 rushing touchdowns. And he was, obviously people remember him more as of a guy to catch the ball out of the backfield. But he had 6 rushing touchdowns in 2014. Averaged just under 6 yards per carry. Now, he didn't carry that much. He only averaged 22 yards per game on the ground, but he was great in the air. And I still remember one of those plays that always sticks out when we thought Carson Wentz was going to be the guy was that wheel route against the Steelers. He throws that perfect pass to Darren Sproles, who scores a touchdown in that Week 3 game against the Steelers in the rookie year of Carson Wentz. And you were like, wow, this guy's going to be something. And he was great. And then he was tremendous in the MVP-like season. And then it all came crashing down. Ian in Westchester. Ian, you're on The Fanatic.
How you doing?
What's up, man?
Good. So what I want to say is the guy I'm thinking of, and on the phone it was pointed out, it was the changing of the guard in the stadium and everything. But when I think about this guy, he was a great power hitter in Philadelphia, but he also blocked Ryan Howard from first base. And I wonder, with his legacy, if the DH was in the NL back then, would it have worked to have Ryan Howard and Jim Thome on the same team?
Oh, of course it would have worked.
I would say Jim Thome, because I always associate him as an Indian just because he led that team to the World Series, and that's where he made his name.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you think of Jim Thome, and I'm sure he went into the Hall of Fame as a member of the Cleveland Indians, I'm going to guess. I will always remember Jim Thome, and it's because of what you just said. He was kind of like the changing of the guard. He had the new stadium. He was very talented here, but like you said, he did block Ryan Howard. And when people think of first baseman in Philadelphia, they think of Ryan Howard before Jim Thome.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, I think that's a great answer. I'll put you on hold for that. But what do you got on the Birds, man?
When I look at the schedule, it's very favorable for us on the front end, where before it's always been the Eagles just got to get through the front of the season to get to the back end, which is always easier. I like our chances of going 11-5. And then like that, because when you look at the front schedule, they could beat up on the Vikings, the Bears, the Lions. We're going to get the Cardinals without DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep.
Like we may be able to load up on the front end, and then when we face a team like Dallas, we've got some momentum that might juice us up on October 10th.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like even like December 18th, which would be week 14, excuse me. You're playing the Bears, right? Like you should be able to beat the Bears. We'll see who the Saints are, but week 16, you have the Saints. The Eagles should be able to beat the Saints, and that's, again, also in the back end. You're right. First half is definitely easier than the second half, but you still have some games in the second half that should be very easily winnable for the Eagles.
Absolutely.
All right, Ian, I appreciate it, man. I'll put you on hold for the FanFest tickets. Again, FanFest October 1st, 610-632-0975. Yeah, if you look through the schedule, I mean, I'm not going to do W's and L's here, but week 1's Lions, which, should be a win. Week 2's Vikings, could be a win. I believe that it will be a win. It's at home, first home game of the season. Kirk Cousins always comes up small on the national stage. So you should be 2-0. You should be 3-0 when you travel to D.C. to take on the Commanders. Unless Wentz figures it out, the Commanders will probably be a 6, 7, 8 win team. Unless he figures it out. Now, if he's back to MVP form with Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, and then you have you have talented players defensively in D.C. still. I still think the Eagles should win. And, oh, by the way, you're going to have at least 1,000 Eagles fans, courtesy of Philly sports trips, heading down there. My man Vince sent me a photo today. There's a billboard. The billboard. Saw this. It's awesome. And, hold on, I know I retweeted it on my account, Salciunas 975. There's a hashtag on it. Hashtag 1,000 fans to FedEx. I love it, man. And they're over 700. They're over 700 already. I'm going with them. I can't wait.
Going?
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm not doing post game this year. It was a lot of fun the last 3 years doing post game here on the Fanatic. But now that I'm doing Saturday mornings, it was really up to me if I wanted to stick with Sundays or stick with Saturdays. And as much as I love doing post games, I have a baby now, so schedules change. And now that I'm living in Jersey, it was easy in years past where from Manayunk, I could leave at halftime. So halftime, and I'm here by kickoff for the third quarter. And then I didn't miss a second of the game, right? And then, boom, I'm done. I'm back. So I would only be out of the house, let's say it's a 1 o'clock game, from 2:30 until 7 when we were done. I can't make that drive at halftime from Jersey.
No, you'll be hitting a lot of traffic.
I would be here at 1 o'clock, leave at 7. If I also did Saturdays, which that was discussed at one point, I would have been out of the house every day. So that wasn't going to happen. But now that I'm not doing post-game, my Sundays are a little different. And so I'll be able to head to a couple games this year. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll be going to the D.C. game, and I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Christy has a friend that lives in the D.C. area, so nice. We're actually going to – I'll take the bus ride down with Philly sports trips, but then we're going to drive back up together. So, we'll actually spend time with each other that Sunday because, again, the point of me not doing postgame was to spend time with my family. But, go Birds. I can't.
Football's going to take that precedence every time, unfortunately. Fortunately.
Yeah. Danny Rojas said it, though. Football's life. I got to do it.
The way of life.
But you can, if I just continue going through real quick, Jaguars, winnable game.
Absolutely.
You could be 4-0. Cardinals, he just mentioned it. No DeAndre Hopkins because of the suspension. Could be 5-0. Sunday Night Football against the Cowboys. Cowboys are not going to win the division. I think the Eagles win the division. I feel pretty damn confident.
I'm with you there. I think they win as well.
I feel pretty damn confident about it. Can the Eagles lose a game to the Cowboys? Of course they can. It's also Sunday Night Football in Philadelphia. The Cowboys, if you haven't looked at it yet, their schedule to start the season, Bucks, Bengals, Giants, Commanders, which teams stink, but back-to-back divisional games, and the Commanders always play well against the Cowboys. And then before the Sunday night matchup, they have a game in L.A. against the Rams. So they're West Coast against the Rams before coming back. This after back-to-back divisional opponents. This after Bucks, Bengals.
I'll go on the record. They're 2-3 when we go into that game.
That would be awesome.
I'll go on the record. I'm confident saying they'll be 2-3.
That would be awesome. And then you just go on after that. Because he said it's easy in the front half. Steelers, who knows what the quarterback situation is going to be like. Now all of a sudden it's you're midway through the season and you got Texans Commanders back-to-back weeks. And in between, Texans are November 3rd, which is a Thursday night. And then it's not till the 14th you play against the Commanders, which I'm guessing that's Monday Night Football. I'm trying to do the math in my head. And then it's Colts. Then it's now you get the difficult games, right? Colts, Packers, Titans. That's 3 straight difficult games for the Eagles. But then you got Giants, Bears, Cowboys again, Saints, Giants. Dude, 11 wins. 11 wins, man.
I feel like come September, we're almost on September. Come October, I think we're going to be talking about this team as a strong 11, even potentially a 12-win team. It does shake out. And a lot of it does rely on Jalen. And it's not we want to see him to fail. We want him to succeed because if he succeeds, sky's the limit for this team. I think they're the second or third best team in the NFC.
Yeah,
which could potentially put them in a conference championship.
Still got the Rams, who are number one. The Bucks, the offensive line's a major question mark.
And Brady, how invested is he? He's not there right now. Is he really all in with this?
I don't know what's going on there.
It's a weird situation.
He's still Brady, though.
He is, and you can never count count out Tom Brady.
And I'll never count out Aaron Rodgers. I don't care. You and me could be receivers.
He'll make anybody look good. So the Packers are still going to be up there. But yeah, man, the Eagles are up there in the conversation, which is why I said I wanted to trade for Russell Wilson. Because I thought they could have won the conference this year had they done that, or they would have been the second team, right? The Rams finished first, the Eagles finished second, and you go, all right, let's see what happens. It's a one-game playoff. But whatever, I'm happy with this team. This team, I still think, are, like you just said, toward the top of the NFC. 610-632-0975. The Phillies lineup is out for game one. It's a doubleheader today. I will give you the lineup coming up on the other side to start the 11 o'clock hour. We got Phillies. We got Eagles on the table. Forgotten players that have been good, successful here in Philly, but because it was at weird points of the franchises, just like Darius Slay. Darius Slay is a great player. If the Eagles don't win anything, I wonder if he'll kind of be forgotten, even though he's been tremendous here in Philadelphia. 610-632-0975. I'm Andrew Salciunas, 1 hour ahead, right here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's John Kincaid. I've been telling you about CoPair Health and how I found results. 24 pounds down. And then I run into Nate here at the hallways at the Fanatic. Nate, how many pounds have you lost?
It's funny that you say that. I'm at 25.
You look fantastic
this week. Well, thank you.
What was the impetus for you to try CoPair Health?
I mean, a lot of things, the pandemic last couple of years, just needing to get back onto something. I've lost weight in big chunks in the past, and I gained it all back. So I needed something, and I knew that I couldn't really do it on my own. I needed somebody to help me. Heard you on the radio and then reached out to them.
I've done the yo-yo thing myself. 20 pounds up, 20 pounds down. Why is CoPair Health helping you do it better this time around?
I'm 9 weeks in, and there's a system in place. I don't deviate from the system, and it's working.
I did the same thing. I listened to my coach. Do you like your coaching sessions?
Yeah. It's one of those where, right now there's not much to say because I'm just sticking to the system. I think once I get more into my own foods and, adding things in or whatever, it's going to become a little bit more challenging and helpful, I think. But yeah, as of right now, looks like your weight's doing good, so keep with it.
CoPair Health, CoPairHealth.com. If you want to look like Nate and myself, you got to make the move now to CoPair Health. Tell them that we sent you.
Kicking off a new semester can be hard, but with Xfinity Internet, it's a breeze. Because with supersonic Wi-Fi, I have the speed and power I need to never miss my monologue during online rehearsals. It's just an elective, but it could be my new major. Plus, with student-exclusive offers on internet, I can get up to $200 back. For rent or books or extra guac. Always extra guac. But wait, just like a syllabus that says the other side, there's more. I also get a free Flex 4K streaming box, so I can pack the living room when new episodes drop. And with a free self-install kit, I can get myself connected in no time. Oh yeah, and there's also no annual contract required, which means, much like my freshman year major, I'm not locked into anything long-term. So don't wait. Kick off the semester with Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com/student to get started today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New off-campus students with qualifying Xfinity Internet.
Welcome to Allstate, where you can really control your savings. Because when you drive less, you save more with pay per mile. So you're really in control of your savings. Only paying for the miles you drive. Yeah, life is good when you're in the driver's seat. Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today.
Not available in every state. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Norfolk, Illinois.
A new Dick's Sporting Goods warehouse sales store is now open at the Overlook at King of Prussia. Get ready to score up to 70% off thousands of items from your favorite athletic brands. Check out can't-miss deals for the entire family, including tees, tanks, shorts, leggings, footwear, golf apparel, and more. Plus, new style styles arrive weekly, so there's always more from the best brands. Check out your new Dick's Sporting Goods warehouse sales store for the grand opening celebration, August 19th to the 21st at the Overlook at King of Prussia.
Stars and Stripes Harley needs used inventory, so we're giving away 115% of Kelley Blue Book value when trading for a new Harley this week. Stars and Stripes Harley finance specialists are on site to help get you approved. Good credit, bad credit, no credit? We can help. We trade anything. Bikes, cars, RVs, and more. It's worth more at Stars and Stripes Harley. Owe way too much on your trade? Get 115% of Kelley Blue Book trade value right now at Stars and Stripes Harley. Adjustment for mileage and reconditioning ends Sunday.
Not long ago, I wouldn't even leave my house.
Addiction had such a hold on me.
I was a stranger in my own life.
My sister told me about 844-REACH-NJ.
I learned about medication that could support recovery.
And it's working for me.
With medication supporting my recovery, I'm moving forward.
844-REACH-NJ was my first step back into life.
And it feels amazing.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Call 844-REACH-NJ to learn about medication that can support your recovery. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
When others treat your fries as an afterthought, all you're left with are cold, soggy fries. That's why Wendy's fries are ones you won't forget. Guaranteed to be hot and crispy, or we'll replace them. We're talking natural cut, skin-on fries, perfectly seasoned with a hint of sea salt. In fact, they're even preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. These are fries so hot and crispy, they beg a new question.
What would you like with your fries?
Try them today, only at Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, taste preference based on a national taste test by an independent research company.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Trading in or selling your car, truck, or SUV, WeBuyAnyCar.com takes the hassle out of selling in just 3 easy steps. 1. Get your free online valuation. 2. Drive to your local car buying center. And 3. Walk out with your check in as little as 30 minutes. So don't wait. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.
Hey, it's cause the savings are heating up at Colonial Marble and Granite's sizzling summer savings sale. Get up to 50% off all marble, granite, and quartz countertops. Purchase a sink and faucet gold package fully installed for $499. This is a value of $1,200. Financing available on all purchases of $19.99 or more, and one of their designers will help you with your dream kitchen. Hurry in. Details on these sizzling summer savings. Visit one of Colonial's local showrooms or online at colonialmarble.net.
Want to hear a jingle? Yeah, neither do we. This commercial break is brought to you jingle-free by NJM Insurance. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit NJM.com to see if you could save up to 25% on your auto insurance.
Are you a skilled carpenter with a creative side? Are you tired of not being challenged, appreciated, or just hate going to your current job? If so, Valley Grove Construction is looking for you. We keep our carpenters engaged and motivated by doing a variety of work. We provide a safe and entertaining work environment, so our carpenters look forward to coming in each day. If you're looking to earn top dollar and join a company that will truly value your talent, please apply today. That's valleygroveconstruction.com and click on the Join Our Team link. valleygroveconstruction.com.
Training camp is well underway, and the BetParks app has so many opportunities for you to be able to cash in if you're a visionary. Those futures bets right now are looking very, very tasty on our hometown birds. Are you thinking about it? What if I told you you can have a risk-free bet as a new customer for up to $750 just for using the promo code Kincaid? Download the BetParks app. You've got to be 21 years old. You got to be in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
o'clock, 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm Andrew Salciunas. Got final hour ahead. Later on, here's the rest of your programming for today. Tyler Zulli will be broadcasting live from the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. He'll be on 12 to 3. Tom Alvord producing that show. D-line him then on 3 to 7 tonight with our man Matt Menark running the show for then. But until then, it's me, Andrew Salciunas, Mike Vito running the board. We got Haley running the YouTube, so shout out to our YouTube audience. Want to let you know about the 97.5 The Fanatic Summer Golf Classic. It's almost here. We're almost here. 3 days away. The 2022 Summer Golf Classic, the Scramblewood at Ramblewood, presented by Corona Premier. It's this Tuesday, August 23rd, at Ron Jaworski's Ramblewood Country Club in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. You still have time to climb in. This is going to be such an awesome event. It's going to be so much fun. It looks like the weather's going to be beautiful that day, which is great for golf. But there's so much more than just golf that's going on. So here we go. We got the John Kincaid Show. They'll be broadcasting live 6 to 10. Anthony and I will be there 10 to 2. Even though you're not going to be able to see the afternoon show in action, they will be stopping by during the day. So Tyrone's going to be there, Hunter, Ricky Batalico, Jen Scordo. Devon will stop by as well. And it includes lunch from Jersey Mike Subs. Dinner is also included, and your first Corona is free. It's all being presented by Corona Premier. So you get golf starting at 1 o'clock, but registration is at 11. So you can start hanging, you can start drinking a little bit at 11. Lunch from Jersey Mike Subs. Dinner at the beautiful Ramblewood Country Club, which, they have incredible food. The 7 Tap Tavern is awesome. And everyone gets a free pair of tickets to FanFest. It's almost sold out. Sign up now, 97.5thefanatic.com. Portions of the proceeds benefit the American Association for Cancer Research. Support life-saving cancer research by making a donation to the AACR. Just go to 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR. It's also being presented by Corona Premier, the exceptional light beer. Steven Singer Jewelers, go to I8StevenSinger.com. Co-Pair, your partner in weight loss, the gold standard in Philadelphia. Ferguson HVAC, your Delaware Valley Train Heating and Air Conditioning distributor. Everfresh Juices and Juice Drinks, Nature's Refreshment. DryTech Waterproofing Solutions. And, of course, 97.5 The Fanatic. We have a couple open lines right now. You can climb in at 610-632-0975 as we continue to talk about the Phillies, who lost yesterday to the Mets. It was a kick in the nuts. It was, because I was excited. Everybody was excited. Everybody was saying 3-4 because no Scherzer, no DeGrom, and I believed it. And Aaron Nola, who's been tremendous all season long, you go, all right, Nola's going to pitch great. It's Chris Bassett, who's a very good pitcher, but he's not Scherzer, he's not DeGrom, so you just need a couple of runs in this one. And then they're down 1-0 in the blink of an eye. All of a sudden it's 4-0, then it's 5-0. And when the Phillies looked like they had some life, it was 5-2. Castellanos was up to bat with 2 outs, 2 on. He hits a lazy fly ball to the outfield. And that was it. Phils lose 7-2. And if you still want that 3 or 4, you need to win 3 straight now. Game 1 is at 1:05 today. Your starting lineup: Kyle Schwarber in the leadoff hole, Rhys Hoskins, Alec Boehm. And, it's just, I don't know where else you would put him. I really don't know where else you would put him. But it is gross seeing Nick Castellanos in the 4-hole. It is. It's gross seeing him in the 4-hole. Like, what has he done to belong in the 4-hole right now?
Stay
Nothing.
Healthy.
Yeah, exactly. I guess, but here's the thing. Who else is you going to put there? Like, that's the weird thing. Like, okay, you could move Schwarber down to what? 3, and you put. I don't want to move Hoskins
4 or Boehm.
Well, that's what I was thinking. So
flip flop Hoskins.
So
and
do you
Boehm?
go Stott back up to the leadoff spot? Boehm 2, Schwarber 3, Hoskins 4, or you go Hoskins 2 still, Schwarber 3, Boehm 4. I don't know, but then it's what's the difference? Castellanos is now 5th, unless you put Segura 5th. But are you really going to do that? Like, that's the thing. Rob Thompson is in such a weird spot that, yeah, you can drop the 6th, but who are you moving up? The rest of the order: Bryson Stott's batting 5th, Gene Segura's batting 6th. JT's off today, so it's Garrett Stubbs, Matt Vierling, Brandon Zimmer. What is that 7-8-9 doing?
That's a hell of a bottom third of the lineup there.
Like, you can't really move.
No, there's nobody.
You can't move Castellanos, but it's still gross seeing him there. You could get creative. You could give it a go with Segura leading off.
That's what I've kind of said a couple times.
He hasn't been good in his career at the leadoff spot, but for a game or until Harper comes back, you give it a shot.
Sure.
I don't know. And then you could, look, you could just drop Schwarber to 2 if you want to stick righty-lefty and not go righty-righty, but I get why you wouldn't want to move Hoskins because he's been good there. So you could mess around with Segura, Hoskins, Schwarber, 1, 2, 3, Bohm 4. But again, what? Are you going Stott ahead of Castellanos? Like, Bryson Stott's been hitting the ball well, but like,
he's definitely played a lot better lately.
is he screaming 5-hole over Castellanos? But Castellanos doesn't scream anything. Oh man, it's a weird time right now with this Phillies team. My God, do they need Bryce Harper back? I'm going to give you another name, by the way, of forgotten Philly players. I told you this one during the break. Dude, Rowan Czechmanic was actually pretty damn good here. He was good for 3 seasons. He goes to the Kings, and then it's just gone.
It's kind of fizzed out.
He played 4 years in the NHL.
It's crazy, wasn't it?
And he played like 3 good ones for the Flyers, and then he just disappeared.
Yeah, when you said that to me, and I was, because I said, as much of a Flyers fan as I am, he was definitely an underrated player for his time here. The guy, he stopped pucks. He did what you needed to do. He won you a lot of hockey games. They just didn't win anything.
Like, was he Martin Brodeur? No, but he
was a respectable, serviceable goalie that gave you numbers to win, and said they just didn't have everything else they needed in front of them.
So, look, hockey's changed. Offense is so much better nowadays. There's so much speed. But Carter Hart's career save percentage is 90. Czechmanic's career in Philly, also 90. Oh, no, sorry, 92. How about that? Roman Czechmanic doesn't get the love he deserves, man. Doesn't get the love. Let's go to Joe in Westchester. Joe, you're on the Fanatic.
How you guys doing?
What's up, Joe?
A forgotten Philly player, I was thinking about it, would be Andre Iguodala, honestly. He won All-Star in 2012. He was All-Rookie First Team in 2005, but he's mostly remembered for, Finals MVP in 2015 and being a 4-time NBA champion with the Warriors.
Yeah, I think locally we remember him, but if you did ask somebody outside of Philadelphia, they would definitely say Golden State. You're right. Like, they would not say Andre Iguodala, top 10 pick for Philadelphia, played with Allen Iverson, was a lot of fun to watch the first couple of years. Then he couldn't take over as the leader of the team. Like, nobody would know that stuff. They just remember him locking down LeBron James.
No, yeah, exactly. And with us, there was a lot of rebuilding years. He was with us, and didn't they beat that 1 seed 1 year in playoffs in the first round?
Yeah, it was, it was when the Bulls lost Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah in the playoff round. But then they did take the Celtics, the super team Celtics, that won the championship that year with Doc Rivers to 7 games in the second round.
Yeah, I just think he's mostly like for us. We all remember him playing for us, but outside, you're right. Outside of Philadelphia, they just automatically say Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny, right? So he played 8 seasons here, 7 with Golden State. 2 in Miami, 1 in Denver. The 8 years in Philly, he averaged 15 and 6, 15 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, which that's pretty good, right? Golden State, he only averaged 7 and 4, right? So his numbers in Philly, so much better than his numbers in Golden State. But because he was that role player in Golden State that won a couple of championships, you're right, dude. Nationally, Andre Iguodala, not a Sixer in people's minds.
No, yeah, exactly. Those numbers just couldn't reflect any time past Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's a good answer, Joe. I'll put you on hold, man. Even though I still think locally we remember him as that, but nationally people definitely don't think of him as a member of the Sixers. At least I don't think people do. I'm not really talking to many people outside of Philly. Screw up. I don't care about anybody else, but that's what I think. 610-632-0975. Chris and Pensawkins on the Fanatic. What's up, Chris?
What's happening, buddy?
How you doing?
Long time no here.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. How have you been?
Yeah, working hard with my shops, and now I'm at a camp up at St. Peter's University for my daughter's softball camp, and since 9 in the morning, ready to pull my eyes out, buddy.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Softball's an all year long thing for you.
Oh yeah, you know that, man.
Yeah.
We just got back from Virginia. It's like a second job, and I'm gonna put it on my income tax return.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But anything for her. The last one to get signed, the other one got signed, so 1 more to go.
Oh, congrats, man.
Yeah, congrats on your baby too.
Oh, thank you, I appreciate it.
The Birds, man. I don't know if I'm sneaky confident or I'm old cocky, but I'm in Ants game, man. I'm feeling good. I mean, the only thing this is what makes me scary is me and my dad were talking last night, and I said, Dad, the only thing I'm concerned about is special teams, and our punter sucks.
Yeah, I remember week 1. He had like 3 great punts, and we were all fired up about Sipos the God, and then he was just terrible the rest of the year.
T-shirts and all, it's horrible, man. Let me tell you, I liked Epps last year. I just think the kid needs playing time, man. I think the kid's got talent. I'm not concerned about him at all.
Yeah, I'm not a big Epps guy. Like, I think, even though I have my question marks with Jalen Hurts, the biggest hole to me on this team is safety. I'm not a big Anthony Harris guy. I think he's lost a step. He's past his prime. Jaquiski Tart, who knows if he actually does anything for you. Marcus Epps is the best of the 3, but is this kind of like an Alex Singleton situation where he was better than Nate Gary? So we thought he was actually something.
I think they're going to be a little bit better, and with the linebackers and the rush, it's even going to make them stand out even more. I'm really not concerned. And here's the threat: if we don't win 11 games and there's no injuries, there's a problem with that coaching staff, with that talent. I don't want to hear we had a bad game or any of that stuff. We should win 11 games with that schedule and that talent on both sides of the ball. If we just play fundamental football and play the right way, we should win 11 games with that.
I definitely think 11 wins. I was 10-7 for a while, and then I know it was just preseason, but I saw the way they moved up and down the field. I saw the defense, which I'm more excited for the defense than the offense, even though I love the skill players offensively. I go, man, I don't see this team losing 7 games. So I think 11-6 is the way to go.
Either do I, and I know I'm short for time. So here's my one hot take, and then I'll give you a throwback guy.
Yep.
Hot take. Devontae Smith has better numbers than A.J. Brown.
Okay. He will be open every play.
I mean, the kid just runs. His routes are just on. I mean, he's like a Madden game. Just watching him. It's like ping, ping, ping. I'm like, my gosh, skilled. Here's my throwback. I'm a little older like Ant's age, but you'll remember him. And the only reason I thought him because I didn't think this guy was going to be good when we signed him this year from the Chargers. White reminds me of Sean Barber.
Wow. Yeah.
Tell me that, man. Sean Barber could play when he was here, man.
Yeah. No, you know what, Chris? That's a good one. I'll put you on hold, man. Enjoy the softball. That's a good one. I like that answer. Kazir White, I'm very excited for. Kazir White, Chargers fans were legitimately upset that they did not re-sign him. And so when that happened, I was like, all right, let's see this guy play. And right away has an interception the first preseason game. Makes a nice play, jumps the route. Look, that's exciting that you have linebackers that are actually talented on this team. And Chris brought up Devontae Smith. Man, this is, again, one of the reasons why I'm not the biggest believer in Jalen Hurts. Devontae Smith was open, it seemed like every play last year. Right? I'm not even joking around. I'm not exaggerating. He was open pretty much every single play last year. And the reports so far out of the joint practices is that he is creating constant separation against the Browns cornerbacks. Constant. And now Hurts has been hitting him. To Hurts' credit, Hurts has been apparently playing well in the joint practices. But Devontae Smith, he will be there. He's going to be open. And that excites me, man. Does he have better numbers than A.J. Brown? We'll see, because clearly Devontae Smith likes looking A.J. Brown's way. He does, and that's fine. That's fine. But I think Devontae Smith could have a big year as well. I'm totally in agreement with you, Chris. 610-632-0975. My man MBDBDBDF. I saw your comment earlier on YouTube. It was about Darius Slay, basically saying settle down on Darius Slay or slow down on Darius Slay. If you could follow up, I want to know why. Here you go. Oh, he isn't the second coming of Night Train Lane. Look, I'm not saying he's Revis Island, but he's been very, very good. Darius Slay has been tremendous here in Philadelphia. He's had two bad games of note in what will be his fourth season now. Like, he's been very good. So I am pretty damn excited about Darius Slay. Have been excited about Darius Slay. Loved the acquisition when he came here from Detroit. Loved it. So I'm pretty hyped up about him. He does not hurt you. And now that you have an actual corner on the other side of him in James Bradbury, dude, like, this is pretty exciting stuff, man. Let's go to Joe in West Philly. Joe, you're on the Fanatic.
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on?
Yo, Joe, what's up, man? How have you been?
What's up, brother? You know what, man? I hear you talking about the safeties about the Eagles this year, man. This is what I think. I think we play so deep so much anyway, and when you got Slay and Bradbury at the corners, and like you said, better linebacker play, I think a lot is going to be, covered up for that safety position, man. I think the fact that we got two steady corners, you know what I mean, who capable of making plays, I think that'll make up for that secondary, for that safety position. So I don't.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get killed, right? Like, I remember last year, dude, it was awful. Last year, because the cornerback play, wasn't that great, other than Darius Slay and Avonte Maddox, they had Anthony Harris going one-on-one with Tyreek Hill, and that's just a bad matchup from the beginning. That probably won't happen this year.
Yeah, we don't need that. But on the offensive side of the ball, man, I just like the fact that A.J. Brown, I think that him coming from Tennessee, I really think the fact that he used to playing with a quarterback that, escapes the pocket, scrambles around, and can move a bit. I think, and the fact that him and Hurts are best friends, man, I think that makes for a good combo. The fact that Hurts is really his first year of playing two offenses 2 years in a row. I don't expect that much missing this year for Devontae Smith. But the fact that, this is his first year as a quarterback in offense, 2 years in a row, I can't see that much. If he was missing that much this year, it's definitely a problem.
And to A.J. Brown, man, so 2 years ago when Derrick Henry literally seemed to be getting the ball every single play, he had over 1,000 yards receiving, 11 touchdowns, 70 receptions on 106 targets. Like that, he was very good with Derrick Henry getting the ball the bulk of the time.
Yeah, he must be a heck of a blocker too. You know what I mean? With Derrick Henry out there. And this is the thing about that man Ty Tail thing I would ask you about.
Yeah.
Why do people do that on the internet, man? He can't believe that he's just one. He can't believe he's the only one. But man, always some girl BS on the internet. Fake God, man, it's just crazy, man. I think it happens to everybody, man. It's just something happens to everybody.
Yeah, but that happened early, man. Right? Like that was 2009 when it started, and it's not like catfishing was that big. And Joe, I appreciate the call, man. Catfishing wasn't the way that it is now. Really. What the scams back then, where you got a phone call to your landline, it was like, oh my God, we need your information right now, and then hi, I was abducted in Saudi Arabia. Can you please forward me $10,000? Like those were the scams, right?
Way egregious. It's like,
hi, I'm a prince. I'm lost. Like, dude, how many of those were there? Like, I remember getting those emails, but. The whole online Facebook cafe. Look, you put out a tweet, you get 15 likes from, text my WhatsApp. It's all, it's all these
so you
bots.
can hide behind so many different things.
It's all the bots. But back then, that wasn't really a thing. I think somebody pointed out that was the first year that the show Catfishing started. So
it was around that time. Yeah,
I guess it was a thing. But, dude, I don't know. Like, it wasn't like it is now. And, again, he explains it, if you watch it, that football takes over his life. So it's not like he was ready to really dive deep into the relationship anyway. And he was okay at times that they couldn't hang out. The weirdest thing for me is that, they got to the point of saying, I love you. And it's like,
how do you love somebody you never met?
Right. Look, maybe you had, they had similarities, the Polynesian faith, they love football, all that kind of stuff.
Let me ask you this question. If you're going on in a conversation and a relationship to this extent, how long are you letting that go on before you actually all right, you know what? We need to meet up, hang out, coffee, drink, something, dinner, lunch, movie. How long do you let that go on before you actually meet?
She was in California. He was in South Bend. It was tough. And because he's Mormon.
I can't remember the year. Did Notre Dame play USC at USC? Because they play every year. So it's like, hey, I'm going to be in you. Maybe you can come and see me. Maybe. Come to my game. Or even Stanford. They played Stanford, so there's always 1-1. They would have had to go to California at some point.
So there's a part in the doc
Not what?
where he meets her Oh, dude, I don't even want to say.
No, it's all right. I can just tell the way you're looking at it. I'm like, it makes me. I can't wait till the nighttime watching this.
They did meet each other. He just didn't know it was her.
Okay.
Dude,
okay.
Oh, there's video. Oh, my God, dude. Watch the documentary if you haven't yet. I don't care if you stop listening to the show. Watch the damn documentary. 610-632-0975. We got one segment left, a couple of answers. My man Mike Tone with a great one because I love him. He's spot on, even though it broke my heart when they traded Iverson. I was a random big fan of Andre Miller. I loved Andre Miller when he was with Denver. Before he came to Philly, he was a part of the Iverson trade, which broke my heart. But I have an Andre Miller Sixers jersey.
Do you?
Yes, I loved Andre Miller.
He was a good player.
It's kind of like Jamie Moyer. Like, I loved Jamie Moyer before he came here. That's why I have a Moyer Phillies jersey. Mariners were like my second team as a kid because I was an Ichiro fan. When they brought in Ibanez, I was fired up because I loved Raul Ibanez.
So I always try to keep my tabs in Seattle.
Yeah,
so
dude, and look, they might break their playoff drought this year too. But Andre Miller in 3 seasons here averaged 16 and 7, 16 points and 7 assists a game in 3 years. Also played all 82 games, two seasons. The first season he got traded, 23 games in the year, so he played 57 games, and then 82 the other 2 seasons. He was a hell of a ball player. Man.
He was.
I loved Andre Miller.
It's the Andre and Andre connection. We was Miller and Iguodala for a little while.
Yeah, it was. And before that, it was AI and AI. Iverson and Iguodala. 610-632-0975. I'm Andrew Salciunas. Final segment ahead right here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Learn about the next generation Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Or get started with unlimited 300 megabits per second internet for $29.99 a month with a 2-year rate guarantee. And no annual contract required when you add Xfinity Mobile. Plus, get a free 4K streaming box. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Performance Pro Internet customers only. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity Internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices. Actual speeds vary. Requires compatible Xfinity Gateway. Limited quantities available.
This is Parks.
This is how you roll. This is how it goes. This is how you pop. This is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you excite. This is how you all night. 360 hit me. Now we're going all in. I can feel it calling. The crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right.
Parks, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Must be 21. Gambling problem. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Is sports betting about to become way more fun? You bet. Because the BetParks app has a brand new sports book. Live bets and parlays? You bet. Instant deposits and incredible app experience? You bet. Plus, your first bet is risk-free up to $750. So, are you already a winner just for signing up on the BetParks Sportsbook app? You bet. BetParks. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Pennsylvania and New Jersey only.
John Kincaid, I've been telling you about Copair Health, COPAREhealth.com. It's taken Philly by storm. Nate heard about it on The Fanatic. And what are you down, Nate? 25 pounds? You sexy beast, you.
25 pounds, yep. I mean, I'm not even halfway through. I'm expecting to lose a lot more.
Okay, so you came in with a goal of losing 50 or more.
Actually, with a goal of losing over 80.
How much more confident do you feel now already losing this much weight on Copair?
A lot more confident. I feel like it's achievable. You just keep looking at, I'll start next week. I'll start next month. And then 6 months pass, you don't do anything. Now it feels achievable. I mean, the plan is, in the next 4 to 6 months, I'll be down another 50. So I'm looking forward to that.
Think of how many guys out there right now listening are procrastinators and keep putting it off. How good could they look by Christmas pictures?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, completely. I know a bunch of guys that honestly could benefit from it, too. So
yeah, we both hang out with some guys who could tend to lose a little weight. So now we're going to show them the way with Copair Health. How about that?
Sounds good.
Nate's telling you. I'm telling you. Get into Copair Health. COPAREhealth.com.
Are you a skilled and creative carpenter? If so, Valley Grove Construction is looking for you. We keep our carpenters engaged and motivated by doing a variety of work throughout the day. We strive to keep a safe and entertaining work environment, so our carpenters look forward to coming in each day. If you're looking to make top dollar and join a company that will truly value your talent, please apply today. That's valleygroveconstruction.com and click on the Join Our Team link. Apply today. We're waiting. valleygroveconstruction.com. That's valleygroveconstruction.com.
Hey, it's Pat Egan, and I recently went to the all-new Sin City Cabaret for a game day, and holy shit was I impressed. Sin City is by far the largest and best-looking club in the area. The food was great. TV was the biggest I've ever seen in a club, but the real draw here is what's on stage. Every single girl just was hotter than the next. I was a little distracted from the game, but in the best way possible. So next time you're looking for a party, just head to Sin City, 6130 Passyunk Avenue, and if you tell them I sent you, you get free admission before 11 p.m.
Car shoppers, with light inventories and heavy markups, is it even possible to find a fair deal out there? To be sure, Faulkner Buick GMC in Westchester is the region's trusted name for selection and savings, with no markups and nothing priced above MSRP. Fair, honest pricing has been our way for over 30 years. Find the perfect vehicle, whether you pre-order or drive it off the lot today at Faulkner Buick GMC in Westchester on Auto Park Boulevard and at FaulknerAuto.com. To be sure.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were yelling at another car while driving, let me say it again. You need to calm down. Yelling is just making everyone as stressed out as you are and letting them all know that you definitely aren't trying to save with Progressive Snapshot. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't yelling at another car, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
With our newest unlimited plan, everyone's welcome. Introducing Welcome Unlimited from Verizon for just $30 a line per month for 4 lines with autopay plus taxes and fees. Our best priced unlimited plan ever.
Did he say $30?
Yep, $30 a line for the whole family. The network you want, the price you love. Switch to Verizon today. Pay for free billing required. Unlimited 5G nationwide 4G LTE. In times of congestion, your data may be temporarily slower than other traffic. All smartphone lines on the account must be on Welcome Unlimited and are eligible only for select promotions. Includes domestic talk, text, and data usage only. Data roaming at 2G speeds.
Oh, are you seeing these readings? This is incredible.
Short-staffed, Marco's climate research facility is in the eye of the storm.
Numbers again,
The atmospheric pressure to find more weather specialists is mounting.
Man, this is going to be a big job. We're going to need a bigger team.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
A new Dick's Sporting Goods warehouse sale store is now open at the Overlook at King of Prussia. Check out can't miss deals for the entire family, including tees, tanks, shorts, leggings, footwear, golf apparel, and more. Get ready to save up to 70% off on thousands of items. Grand opening celebration August 19th to the 21st.
Philly, we're big fans of keeping you healthy. With Health Fanatics by Virtua Health, explore exclusive articles, expert insights, and so much more. Visit 97.5thefanatic.com/Virtua.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. Listen to the best Philadelphia sports talk from 97.5 The Fanatic on your Amazon Alexa.
Okay, let's get started.
At home or in the office.
Wow.
Just be sure to enable the skill. Say,
Alexa, enable 97.5 The Fanatic.
Then, anytime you want to listen, say,
Alexa, open 97.5 The Fanatic. Excellent choice.
11:30, 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm Andrew Salciunas. Final segment for me today. Tyler Zulli coming your way next. Tom Alvord will be producing that show. Tyler will be broadcasting live from the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Cheekies and Pete's in Malvern. That will be our Friday stop. Every Friday, Anthony and I will be doing the show from there during the football season. So Football Fridays will be broadcasting live from the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Cheekies and Pete's in Malvern. So we're looking forward to that. Zach Berman putting out looks like a thread of tweets about camp that I want to go through. He starts off with big picture, non-Jalen Hurts view of Eagles after 12 practices. So this is good, right? Because obviously Hurts is the topic of conversation every day, and he's the player that'll be on the forefront of our mind And I think everybody is crazy that says, oh, I'm not going to make this year about Jalen Hurts. No, you are. It's going to come back that way. But I do appreciate Zach for doing this. So I want to read these tweets that he just put out. Big picture, non-Jalen Hurts view of Eagles after 12 practices, 2 joint practices, and 1 preseason game. 1, there's appropriate reason to be bullish. They're talented and deep on both lines. That matters most other than quarterback. So that's great. He sees it, that we have every right to be excited for this team. I love that. Number 2, the offensive weapons are legit. A.J. Brown is as advertised, changes the complexion of that group, and enhances what they had in Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. Goddard is a top 5 tight end in this league, and I just talked about Devontae Smith probably 35 minutes ago, that he is open every single play. Every single play. So now imagine with A.J. Brown on this team, what could happen for Devontae Smith. Number 3, he says, Hassan Reddick, James Bradbury, Jordan Davis are 3 upgrades that will dramatically change the 22 defense from the 21 group, and he's spot on. I mean, look, he didn't even mention the linebackers, right? He said Hassan Reddick, James Bradbury, Jordan Davis. I know you could use Reddick as a hybrid kind of edge rusher. You can play him at the linebacker position. You can do all kinds of stuff. But Kazir White, Nakobe Dean, I mean, look, those linebackers were awful the last couple of years. Now all of a sudden you have starting linebackers, legit NFL linebackers. Not Alex Singleton is better than Nate Gary linebackers. Not TJ Edwards is better than Alex Singleton linebackers. Even though TJ Edwards is a star in this league, you now have TJ Edwards, you have Kazir White, you have Nakobe Dean, you have Hassan Reddick where you could do a lot of stuff with. So that's very exciting. This defense will be far better than last year. It's really up to Jonathan Gannon to put them in the right spot. And I think even with the lack of talent, I don't think he did a good job coaching last year. I've said it time and time again. Let's see what he does this year. Number 4 in Zach's tweets, biggest concern is safety. Can't neglect middle of the field, and there's going to be a lot of talking themselves into something that doesn't appear solidified. I've been saying this without seeing a practice since day 1 of the new league year, that the safety position is something that I am concerned about. I have 3 question marks. 3 question marks, and one of those question marks is a concern. And the question marks are, can Jalen Hurts be the guy that leads you to, franchise quarterback status, right? Leads you to multiple playoff appearances, championship appearances. We will find that out this year. We are going to get that answer on Jalen Hurts this year. Number 2 is Jonathan Gannon, who I just talked about. Jonathan Gannon, a defensive coordinator who is a head coach of the future, according to a lot of people. And I didn't see it last year. I just really didn't see it. And for somebody that's going to be a head coach one day, he had a lot of players speak negatively about the defensive strategies in season. Slay was open about it. Fletcher Cox was open about it. Javon Hargrave made a comment about you're going to ask Jonathan Gannon about that. Like, there was a lot of guys. Nick Sirianni apparently blew up in a locker in one of the meeting rooms at one point last year. There's been stories about it. Jonathan Gannon, concern of mine. But safety, I don't trust Epps, Harris, Tart. I just don't trust it. And that doesn't help me reading that Zach Berman part of that thread. Biggest concern is safety. Can't neglect middle of the field. And there's going to be a lot of talking themselves into something that doesn't appear solidified. I hate that. Look, Howie Roseman has done a tremendous job this offseason. So I'm not going to bash Howie Roseman. But I do hate that I read that part. There's going to be a lot of talking themselves into something that doesn't appear solidified. Not that I think they should go out and get somebody. I know they got the guy in Cincinnati that he wants to get paid and they don't want to pay him, so you're going to have to give up some picks. But I'd rather hold on to those picks in case you need the quarterback next year.
Yeah, that's more of a priority. I mean, obviously, there's concerns with what the secondary looks like. Well, I shouldn't say overall the secondary. Cornerback, we feel good.
Cornerbacks feel great, yeah.
Safety is where the question mark and the concern lies. But, yeah, are you going to throw away your assets right now just because you're worried about the safety position?
Probably
with
not.
The quarterback being it's technically still an unknown.
Yes.
Where you sit in a pretty good position because you have our pick and you have the Saints pick for next year. You don't know where that's going to land. Where is it going to be a top 10 pick potentially? Or whatnot. But that's easier leverage to trade up if you need to get that quarterback that you wouldn't have if you kind of hit the panic button. Oh my God, we got to go get a safety.
Jesse Bates right now. Yeah, exactly. Which, even though he's very talented and that would fill one of the holes
the
on this
end-all,
team.
be-all right now.
Exactly. Number 5 is final of the thread here. Depth at running back, tight end are areas that can still be addressed. How will offense function with injuries at those spots? And he's right? So corner, I always say this because people go, oh, man, if they lose Slay or Bradbury or Maddox, they're going to be in trouble. That's every team. Every team in the NFL doesn't have a 4th or 5th string cornerback. Every once in a while, you have the guy that comes out of nowhere and then gets paid and is a starter somewhere else as like a number 2 corner. But for the most part, not many teams have 2 legit corners, right? And the Eagles have that in Slay and James Bradbury on the outside. They also have a tremendous slot corner in Avonte Maddox. But running back and tight end, the depth. You lose Dallas Goedert, you got nobody. I mean, you brought back Dick Rod again for a billionth time. Richard Rodgers, Jack Stahl. Good blocking tight end. Grant Calcaterra had a nice catch apparently. But look, he's a guy that considered retirement because of injuries, and is back. Got drafted in the 6th round. There's a lot of upside for him, but you don't really know. Tyree Jackson, who knows when he's available, right? He got hurt again. Who knows when he's available? If you lose Dallas Goedert, you really don't have another answer at tight end. And running back, it's concerning. Miles Sanders, 4 straight days he misses practice with the hamstring. He's always had soft tissue issues. Always. In his career. So I'm worried about that. I'm also not a big Miles Sanders guy to begin with. Like, I think he's a good running back, but he's not top 10.
Not that workhorse.
He's not top 10. He might not even be, like, you can make the case he's right around 15. Like, he's not.
It's probably fair. Put him there.
There's just so many better running backs in the NFL where I don't understand the Miles Sanders hype sometimes. And he deals with the nagging injuries. He has an issue blocking. We've seen drops being an issue. I thought he was better last year, but apparently popped back up in camp this year where he's still having issues catching the ball out of the backfield. I then saw a lot of tweets, and Jeff McClain was on with Anthony earlier this week. Kenneth Gainwell apparently has not taken that leap forward from year 1 to year 2.
Yeah, I was shocked to hear that a little bit because I think a lot of people put high stock in Kenny being a reliable piece this year, especially because Miles is a question mark and a wild card, and it is concerning to not see.
Yeah, like it got to
Kenny
the point where McClain said Gainwell and Boston Scott could be like platooning for that 3rd down back. And if that's the case, you go, oh my God. And then Boston Scott, look, he's been all reliable, but there's improvements to Boston Scott.
Does that mean they're going to dangle in that free agency water again for somebody that's keeps coming back?
Yeah, or Kareem Hunt.
I think that's should be the more realistic way to approach it.
Look, what he did.
To recycle another running back.
What he did in the past, I hate.
It obviously hangs overhead. It's definitely a dark cloud to have to deal with.
And look, I'm strong on my stance. Anybody who does that, I don't want.
It's fair.
I don't. Odubel Herrera, George Familia, Kareem Hunt. He was kicking a girl while she was down. Look, something may have been said, right? But I'm just saying you don't hit a woman person, right? Like plain and simple, And so he's doing that, and he missed a lot of time because of it. Now you could say he served his punishment, right? And that's always the conversation. But I don't know. Like when you hit a woman, I'm done. All right, I'm out.
It's a fine line. It's a fine line to draw.
That's me. I'm out. Even though I know
you're not alone.
I know he makes the Eagles better. Right away, he makes the Eagles better. He is RB1 on this team, even if Sanders is healthy.
Oh,
He's
no doubt.
RB1 on this team. I know that, and I'm kind of in the belief that they are going to acquire him. Like Sirianni was talking to him at practice yesterday, right? Like.
That people were talking. He said the rumors start swirling right away.
Yeah, he's not practicing because he wants the contract. Like signs point to there's a good chance Kareem Hunt is on the Eagles. There was a chance that they could have acquired him a couple of years ago when everything happened, and he got kicked out of Kansas City. I didn't want him then. I don't want him now. But I feel like they might get him, and if that's the case, he is your running back 1. And that addresses that question right there at running back depth. Tight end, I don't know if you're like going to go out and get another tight end. Like, I don't think that's a possibility right now. Unless there's somebody that gets cut, like you said.
Yeah, it's probably the only way there. But yeah, it's very thin on your options there, and that's something obviously they'll have to target in the draft next year. But an injury to Dallas Goedert would be detrimental to say the least.
It would be. So great thread from Zach Berman there. I appreciate him doing that because it gave me something to talk about for a couple of minutes. 610-632-0975. Tyler Zulli, again, I mentioned it coming up at 12 o'clock as we get a little bit closer. The Phillies doubleheader tonight. Well, this afternoon and tonight. I'll be honest, man. Look, they could get swept by the Mets. I still say they make the playoffs. I'm sure you would say the same thing. But you had a guy yesterday telling you they shouldn't even make the playoffs. They won't make the playoffs. They should. Like, he did not want them to make the playoffs, which is stupid, especially when it's been 10 years. I'll ask you, because you go to the games, you have a Sunday plan this year, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like you did last year. You go to the games every Sunday. Do you agree that for the Phillies fans that aren't in like you and I, crazy Phillies fans that are watching every single night, they need to win both games today to kind of build the confidence back in this fan base?
Yeah, because if even a split's still going to have people running away. But if they lose both, you better get I don't even know what to say because they're going to be jumping off the Tunis train. And
we already sealed the door. We sealed the door shut. They can't get off.
They're stuck on now. So, let's not lose both today because if they do, it's not going to be pretty. Tomorrow morning with Connor and Tom on here from 9 to 12, that'll be almost a mortuary tomorrow.
Because look, Wheeler pitched poorly last time against the Mets. I expect him to bounce back.
I would expect
He's that good of a pitcher that I expect him to bounce back. Game 2, David Peterson's been all right for the Mets this year. He's 6-2 with a 3.30 ERA. He hasn't really. I think he's been a spot starter this year because, 14 starts this year, 18 appearances. He's done some stuff out of the bullpen.
Prior to Scherzer and DeGrom coming back, he was in the rotation and they kind of moved into the bullpen.
To the bullpen, but now that it's the doubleheader because of the rain makeup, he's back in the rotation for this weekend. Bailey Falter has not been good. Okay, I know he's been serviceable. Some people think a 4.85 ERA is not serviceable. That's going to be a tough one to win. It will be. But you'll have JT in the lineup in that second game. Whether that makes a difference or not. I just think for the fan base's sake, they need to win both today. If not, I think more and more people will be in a miserable mood, and that's not good. Because now's your chance to really start getting people on board. People were fired up for this series. Fired up. Thinking that they would take 3 of 4. And they lost yesterday, game 1. And that sucks. Now, again, they're making the playoffs. They are 1 game ahead of the Padres for that second spot, 2 ahead of the Brewers. They're the first team out of the playoffs looking in right now. All these teams, Phillies, Padres, Brewers, Giants, they've all gone 5-5 in the last 10 games. So it's not like the Phillies have been the only team that have been kind of going through a win one, lose one stretch. All those teams have been. The Padres have been losing to the Marlins and they lost to the Nationals, right? Like some bad baseball teams. So it's okay. Here's the thing. For everybody that says, the Phillies only beat the bad teams, well, at least they will. At least they will beat the bad teams. The Padres have not been. The Phillies, the Padres could be taking advantage right now and they're not. So the Phillies are making the playoffs. But I also know that for them to have buzz going into the playoffs, they need to take advantage. Well, not take advantage. They need to win some games. They need to take advantage of not facing DeGrom and Scherzer, which they didn't last night. I know one man is fired up about the Phillies. It's Tasty Cake Dom. What's up, Dom?
Hey, Andrew.
What's going on?
That was horrible last night.
Yeah, it sucked.
I get it. My boy was thrown under him.
Yeah, he had a rough outing. Now, I'm not bashing him today because he's been great all season long. He has won and pitched well in big outings this year. The only thing is that September thing starts creeping in my mind a little bit.
I blame me, you, and Ant. I blame. We swore that we would never go there, and yesterday all three of us called him that nickname.
Yeah, Freeze.
And I think it's a jink. I think I jinxed him when he does that.
I think we got to take that out.
Chesty.
Yeah,
I was a little chesty yesterday, and I think I jinxed him.
we might be. No, there's no jinxes. I think he had a rough outing. I think he left a lot of stuff over the plate, and hopefully he bounces back next outing. I mean, it'll be interesting to see, can he avoid the September issues? Can he? I imagine that he does.
I thought he pitched Alonso bad. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting beat up by him this year.
Yeah, but I think they'll be okay. I think I'd like to see to win both games today. But if they split, if they go 2-2, I'll be happy. And the cavalry's coming, right, Andrew?
Yeah, Harper should be back September 1st, and also cavalry, the teams that you're playing after this series, benefits the Phillies in a long way.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm going to see our boy in about an hour and a half. I'm going to go over to that Dick. So.
Oh yeah, enjoy it, man.
Yeah, talk to Charlie a little bit.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I don't even have that on the show sheet. Check out Anthony today. He'll be at Dick's Sporting Goods from 1 to 4. I think Charlie gets there at 2. It's Dick's Sporting Goods in Deptfort. So go check out Anthony. It's really cool.
Yeah, it'll be a great afternoon. And Andrew, I love that you work. It's beautiful out, and I always think you do. I'm really proud of you. I think you do a great show. And my boy, I'm always proud when my friends come up and brag about you, because you and me, since I've known you your whole career.
Yeah, man, we go back, man. We go back. Dom, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Love you, Andrew.
Love you too. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Tasty cake, Dom. Great man, Dom. The schedule after the Mets. So look, he says he'll be happy if they split. At this point, yeah, we should be happy if they split. There should be a lot of wins ahead, okay? You got 4 at home against Cincinnati, who you just took 2 of 3 against in Cincinnati. Yeah, did you get shut out 1-0 in Game 3? You did. So be it. You got 4 at home against the Reds. You got 3 at home against the Pirates. The Pirates suck. That is a 5-2 at worst, those 7 games. 5-2 at worst. You then have 3 in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. That's another series you need to win. So that's a 7-3 at worst in 10 games. 7-3, 4 against the Reds, 3 against the Pirates, 3 against the D-backs. 7-3 at worst over those 10 games. Then you have 3 in San Fran against the Giants. Whoa, Gabe Kapler. Sucks.
And that looks to be the targeted return of
one Bryce Harper. Yes. Jim Salisbury said it the other day, pregame on NBC Sports Philadelphia, that they're targeting the West Coast trip between that Arizona-San Fran series. So hopefully they get Harper back in that series against the Giants. Look, the Giants are scuffling. That's another should win 2 of 3. I don't want to get bullish here, but they should win 4 straight series. And then it's 3 at home against the Marlins, who you're beating now. Okay? That should be 5 straight series wins for the Phillies. Then it's 3 at home against the Nationals. That should be 6 straight series wins for the Phillies. Then it's 3 in Miami against those Marlins. That should be 7 straight series wins for the Phillies. Okay? There should not be... You're a playoff team this year. And yes, they only beat the bad teams. Well, these are the bad teams. You should win 7 straight series after this Mets one is done. And hey, look, maybe you win 3 of 4 in the Mets series right now. So that would be 8 plus the Reds one prior. That would be 9 straight series wins. Do I think they're taking 3 of 4 against the Mets after last night's loss? No, I don't. But if you can win Reds, Pirates, D-backs, Giants, Marlins, Nationals, Marlins, that's 7 straight series wins. After that, it gets difficult, right? It's Braves, it's Jays, It's Braves again. That's a tough stretch. Tough stretch. But then you go Cubs, Nationals. 3 Cubs, 4 Nationals. The Phillies should clinch a playoff spot before the 3-game series at the end of the season with Houston, in Houston against the Astros. They should. And that would be awesome. They have a lot of games that they should win and take advantage of moving forward. All right? Let's get through the Mets series. Hopefully win at least 2, and then we go on from there. Mike Vito, thank you for producing the show today. You did a tremendous job. Haley running the YouTube chat. You got Tyler Zulli. He's coming your way next. He's broadcasting live from the Parks Race and Sportsbook inside the Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. Tom Alvord producing that show. Tom hasn't texted me in 14 days now. You haven't texted me in 14 days. I want to bring Tom something in. It goes back to literally our conversation that we had when Anthony was in Italy about old school video games. Tom has never played Star Fox 64, and I told him to text me in the morning, and I'll bring it in. It's now been 14 days, Tom.
So you forget to do something for me.
It's your fault.
Much like what happened last Halloween with candy that I didn't get till Christmas.
Yeah, but you
forget.
You got it, though.
And I get in trouble for it.
You know what I could have done? I could have thrown out Almond Joy. I could sell Star Fox. But no, I want to give it to you, but you just keep forgetting to text me.
Or you keep forgetting to bring it in.
So I literally told Vito to text me, and Vito, you know what? He probably will. I trust Mike Vito. He will text me Monday morning, and you will have Star Fox in your locker. Come on, dude.
Thanks, Vito.
14 days. It's like I don't exist anymore. You do 2.5 weeks with me while Anthony's out, and then now I'm chopped liver. I feel like I'm back at home. 610-632-0975 is the number to climb in for Tyler. He comes your way next. Everybody have a great rest of your Saturday. I'll be back on Monday with Ant. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Andrew Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic.
That station.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less.